Could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee I don't drink.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on, and I'm glad you're that for me.
Hey Hey! Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you all with me in the nerd family tonight in the Poindexter Lounge. If this is your first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you. We're always glad to have each and every one of you. But if this is your first time, welcome. It's a special time for you because you finally found us. We've been here all along, waiting just for you. And now that you're here, we just ask you to do a simple thing. Please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Something, unique, that no other channel asks you to do. So please hit that subscribe button, though. We would love to have you here and become part of this nerd family. Because if you like things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, and toys, then this is definitely the right place for you. So please do that today. As always, I want to say a shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. We're so grateful to each and every person who has joined us with us on the patrons, and of course everyone who gives super chats throughout the week. Thank you guys so much, and all of our members. Now, I will say this is not completely updated. We have a couple of people who are not on here. Rhea joined yesterday at the on the stream, and so Rhea is our newest member here at the channel, and then Ed and Zeno rejoined and are still part. Actually, Zeno upgraded. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for supporting the Poindexter Lounge, and we're grateful. And so yesterday we gave away this bad boy right here, this Watchmen comic. This is going to go out to Blake. And so he's got that coming. Here is the next thing that we're giving away right here is the Thomas Wayne DC Multiverse Batman Unmasked figure. And we'll give that away next week. And all you got to do to qualify for that is to be a patron, a member, or give a super chat at any time. And you're automatically put in the running for this bad boy right here. All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got some great topics. We got some great things going on. And, it's the Poindexter Lounge. You never know what might happen. A couple of nights ago, Wayne T. Carr was in the chat and was talking with everybody and wished me a happy birthday yesterday. The 24th was my birthday. Thank you to everyone who supported my birthday streams. I spent more time streaming, I think, on my birthday than I've ever spent in one day. I had a regular stream Thursday going into Friday, so I was up all night with you guys. And then I was out running errands with you guys on a live stream that we went for almost 2 hours. And then we did a stream last night for my birthday. And that was awesome. And we just had a really great time. And our good friend Ray Porter stopped in, Darkside himself. And look, like I said, you never know what might happen or who might stop by, what's going on over here at the Poindexter Lounge. So it's always important that you watch. So when you get that notification, make sure that you tune in. Okay, so we got a good one tonight. Yes, RJ says Enosh and Nerd Queens together on a stream. This is going to be epic. It's always epic when we have our friends in the Nerd Queens or stop by it. They're awesome. So I'm not going to go through everybody. I see you all here. Hello everybody in the chat. You guys always keep things going, and I appreciate that. Cherie here says, Enosh, when you mentioned on last night's stream how Tiff asked, did you have fun with your internet friends? I could picture the look on her face with a slight smile and twinkle in her eyes. Yes, we all love Tiff. Tiff is awesome, and yes, she supports me fully in my endeavors to come on and have fun with all of you guys. All right. And hey, we got Cole in the chat. Hello, Cole. Good to see you, Cole. And we love Cole, and we love all of you too. All right, so we're gonna get right into things, though. My first guest, you love her. She is the other half of the Nerd Queens. Cole is in the chat, and we've got in the lounge today the one, the only, the beautiful, the new hair looks great. I love it, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Nana, how are you, Miss Nana?
Hi. I'm great. Finally.
Yes. Good to have you on here. All right. And then we have Brian, Master and None. Brian is in here too. So welcome. So what's new with you, Nana? What's up with you? What's going on with you?
Well, I think some people may have noticed that I've been a bit away for the past few weeks. Might be good to clarify. It was because I had COVID and I was recovering. Vaccinate people. I was vaccinated, caught it anyway. Can't imagine what it would be like if I wasn't. So, I was recovering. That's why there was no League of Mayhem for a while. That's why I was a bit away. But I'm good now. I managed to have some nice holiday. Managed to see my mom after 2 years. So that was nice. And now we are getting ready to bring League of Mayhem back. We have a new time, a new day that is going to be happening. So it's just a bit of a shameless plug. That will be next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. EST.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put a banner up for that. I should have had one up anyways. So you said it's going to be it's 8. You said 8:30 p.m. or 8?
8:30 p.m. EST,
Okay.
and it's going to be on Saturdays now. The reason for that is because your favorite girls got new jobs, and our schedules don't allow our usual Tuesday streams anymore. So we had to improvise.
I think it makes sense, honestly. Work is work, man. It's important.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, but
Keeps paying the bills.
Right? Now I just got off of my shift today, so glad I can shoot in. And hang out
Yeah,
with you
sorry.
guys.
Cole said that every other Saturday, not every Saturday, every other Saturday.
okay. So every other
We're
Saturday,
staying on the
folks.
bi-weekly schedule, but it is going to be Saturdays now instead of Tuesdays, and it's going to be a bit later than it used to be.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I always love League of Mayhem. It's always fun. It's always a good time. I always love seeing ladies nerd out and have great conversations about stuff. And you guys always have great guests. I mean, you guys have had some of the most epic guests ever of any show that I think could ever be. If you're in this in this fandom, so
We have quite a few really interesting ones lined up too. It might take a while before they show up, but yeah, we do have some interesting names in the pool now. So
good. Cherie says, "Oh no, I'm glad you're okay, Nana. Much love."
oh, thank you.
Yeah, sweet. And then she likes your hair. She says, "Ooh, channeling Cruella."
It's actually a wig, but yeah, I'm getting like a new style. This is a new style in Q House. I don't know if you noticed, but Cole has her own wig as well.
Yeah.
They're going all black and white now.
Nice, very nice. Well, I'm glad that League of Mayhem is coming back. I know Tiff is glad that League of Mayhem is coming back. Like I was asking her, like I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" You know, like because usually we're like scheduling stuff around, you know, during the week. She's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I'm like, "Hey, are you doing League of Mayhem?" And she's like, No, not right now. She goes, Nana hasn't been feeling good, so I'm glad that you're doing better, Nana, and I'm glad that you guys.
So am I.
I'm glad that you guys are coming back. So, but I'll tell you what, it's been an interesting year, hasn't it, Nana?
It definitely has been, yeah.
It's
been interesting 2 years, if you ask me, but yeah, it definitely has been.
Yeah, well, I'm thankful for your friendship, Nana, you and Cole and Meg and everyone on your crew at League of Mayhem. And Jolene shows up every once in a while, once in a great while. You got to watch out for her because she'll steal your name.
Jolene's got to make an appearance soon. I mean, she's one of the star guests.
And I just want to point out that like when I make an appearance on League of Mayhem, I'm asked to be on. I never force my way onto the League of Mayhem. If you think I'm stupid enough to try to force my way onto a room full of ladies who are giving their opinions about stuff, you're a braver person than I am, sir.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Enosh never comes uninvited.
No, I always make sure that I am invited. Well, and I just love what you guys do. I tell people about what you guys do all the time, and I think that it's really cool because it's one of the things that I love about the lounge. Even is that like I look at our chat most of the time, and I mean we got so many ladies in here who are into this same stuff, and I love the day and age that we live in where it's not about being a guy, a girl, whatever. People just love what they love.
Yeah. I think that's why League of Mayhem came about, because we just wanted to sort of, empower the female voices in the fandom. It's not about, we are better than men. That's not true. But it's more of like, we want the girls in the fandom to be louder. We want the girls in the fandom to show we're there.
Oh yeah, especially with all the the noisy neckbeards, hogging up the airwaves,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough of that. There's enough of that. People are getting tired of seeing us do our thing. They want some ladies who that they can respond to and hear some different opinions for sure. Hold on, I'm reading some stuff here. Lewis says, "Wait, hey Nan, is that the lady in the intro of your streams?" Enosh, cool. At Poindexter Lounge, hello, my name is. I don't know. I don't know what their new intro looks like. Am I?
No, our intro's still the same. There's nobody there.
No,
I was trying to figure out what that was.
I'm like guessing at what he's talking about. The chick playing piano in the beginning of your thing. No, that's not the same person.
Oh no, that's not Nana. No, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. No, you know what? I didn't even think about that until I saw it because because that girl. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about this drop right here.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge.
Yeah. No, that's not Nana. No, that's. Although Nana, do you play piano?
No, I don't.
Wow, I was gonna say we could get a cool drop out of her.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm not very good with singing or musical instruments. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, that one. Okay, now I understand what you're talking about. At first, I was like, I don't understand what he's talking about, but that's okay. All right, so we got a couple of things. Here's Tiffany. Here's Tiff. She says, Nana, you make that wig look so hot.
I did send it to our little League of Mayhem group for pre-approval first. So
nice. Tiffany, I'm kind of surprised Tiffany has not gotten into the wig thing yet. Like she does the cosplay thing, but she doesn't wear a lot of wigs. She usually.
Jolene's gonna teach her then.
I do. I got to teach her the ways of the wig. Tiff, you and me, babe. I'll show you what a wig can do.
I should consider it. I'm losing a lot up top here.
You can learn a lot there, buddy. You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot. I'm pretty excited. I just found out. So a couple years ago, me and the family, we met Tom Welling at our Comic-Con, and I'm so excited because our Comic-Con is coming back this year in October, and so we're going to the Motor City Comic-Con, and they brought Tom Welling back. And when I saw that Tom Welling was back, I started thinking about this, and I'm like, usually the Smallville people all kind of congregate together. They're still very, very close after the show's gone off. And sure enough, because last time Michael Rosenbaum was only there for one day, and it wasn't the day that we were going. So I was pretty let down. But Michael Rosenbaum is coming to our Comic-Con. So I get to meet freaking Lex Luthor finally.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that. That's gonna
I just found out today that Tom Hiddleston's supposed to be at MCM London, and I am just like, it's less than a month away, and I'm like, but I don't have money. I'm just so heartbroken. It's not because the thing is that I did not plan to go on this convention, so like I don't have accommodation, I don't have a ticket. If I had that, then that would be doable. But like, watch me try to do it anyway. I mean, it's who I am. So
you must make a way. You must find a way. That we always have to find a way.
You know what? Paycheck is next week, so I'll probably see what happens after I pay all my bills.
Cherie says, wig or not, you look gorgeous, Nana.
Oh, thank you.
And then Tiffany here says, it's because I usually spray my hair different colors. That's true. She usually sprays a different color. She goes, I want to start, though, with the wigs. And then Cole said, give her time, Enosh. I didn't use wigs when I first started cosplay. Now I own 40 or so of them. And then Tiff says, I'll wear a wig for you, baby. Well, hey, thanks for being here. It's good seeing everybody.
Damn. He's gonna go do heroes work, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I'm gonna go be a hero. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was good. Yeah, Stephen Cole says, oh my. Yes, that was awesome. Okay. Somewhere my wife is upstairs smiling. Okay. So we have a couple of things actually, and I think this is fitting for having Nana on because there was a new Army of Thieves trailer today.
I
And
am so excited.
heck yeah. Now, did you see the new trailer?
I have, yes.
Brian, have you seen this new trailer?
No, but I started seeing stuff about it on my timeline, so I was like, all right, more Dieter, awesome.
You know,
Yes.
I'm super hyped for a little small thing there, and I knew about this beforehand because Misha Bukovsky would post pictures from Prague during the time they were shooting Army of Thieves, and now I've seen the trailer, and there are just certain things that I recognize because I lived in Prague. I know what Prague looks like, and I know that there are certain scenes that are definitely in Prague, and I wonder if one of the safes are actually going to be set in the Czech Republic, or if they just use it as a backdrop because it's cheaper. But I'm like low-key hoping that they will actually go to Prague, because that would be freaking awesome.
That would be awesome. Tiffany, I love my wife. You can hero real good.
Yeah, I now get why you always put down that you're not for kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we had to start putting that last year because they did that whole thing where what was the COPPA law that everybody was freaking out about. There had been this law in place for like a couple of decades, but nobody enforced it, and so they went after YouTube about it. And when they went after YouTube about it, they basically said that because kids could watch any programming that was on, that you couldn't put advertisements for kids. And apparently YouTube was targeting kids, even though they have a YouTube for kids and a YouTube for adults. For somehow, and this is the scary part that nobody even talked about, and I'm still trying to figure out like why nobody mentioned this a lot, was the fact that they said that YouTube knew when kids were watching on their parents' like accounts and stuff, and so they knew that they were watching certain things, and so they said that they made the law. It was at the beginning of 2020, was everybody had to distinguish and say if they were for kids or not, if their videos were for kids. And if you said your videos were for kids, that you were aimed at kids, you don't get to do ad revenue at all. There's no chats in live streams. Like you don't get any chats in live streams, and you don't get what else was it? There was something else that they took away. Oh, basically YouTube won't recommend you, so there's no notifications at all. Nobody would ever know that you're streaming or that you put out a video. Like they won't suggest.
Yeah, I know we've struggled to post some videos if we put in that it's okay for kids.
Yeah, don't ever put in there that it's okay for kids, because YouTube, it's a different segment now, Nana. It's literally a different thing. It's not just, hey, kids can watch this, right? Because kids can watch a lot of most of like what we do. And like it's not like we're doing something really dirty or anything. But the thing is, if you put that it's for kids, and that was a problem that we had, because like a lot of people who do like toy reviews or stuff like that, or talk about stuff like we talk about superheroes, right? So we're talking about like Superman and Batman and stuff, and so people were thinking that YouTube was going to crack down on everybody, and they were saying that they would come after you if you mislabeled your stuff. Like if YouTube decided that you were for kids and you said you weren't, that they would fine you $40,000 per video.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people were scared. There were people literally because they let's see, they dropped that information in September of 2019. And they said, okay, come January 1st, you have to decide if your channel is for kids or not. And we were all freaking out. And so I was just like, well, look, we're not for kids. Like if you read that disclaimer that we shoot up right there, right before the video starts, the reason why we put that there is to say, look, we talk about stuff that's for nerd and pop culture. Yes, there may be some topics that kids are interested in, but we're not just here for kids. We're here for the adult nerd and pop culture genre, and some of that may spill over because kids like Star Wars and kids like superheroes, and that's fine. But we're not aimed towards kids, and I think that was the things like they scared people at the beginning into thinking, that they were just going to go after people who just talked about that stuff, where you just kind of had to make sure that people understood, no, we're not talking down to kids. It's not like we're here like, hey guys, and so now we're going to talk about Superman, right? Like, you know, talking down to kid, you know, on kids speak or whatever. We don't do any of that. So I maintained from the very beginning, no, we're not for kids, and we've never had a problem. But there were some channels that got taken down, like a lot of these channels that were like these huge kid channels where they like had millions of subscribers. Like this was their job, you know, like they would have a kid who would, there was one kid, I can't remember the kid's name, but he has his own toy brand.
Ryan's Reviews.
Yeah,
whatever.
Ryan's Reviews. Yeah, he had his own toy brand. Like you go to Target and it was like, hey, here's, you know, this toy is, you know, sponsored by Ryan's Reviews and stuff. And it's just this little kid. And so his parents, that was their job. They had like a few million subscribers. They were doing this on YouTube, and then overnight, all that got taken away.
This is horrible.
Yeah, people were really, really upset about it, and so you know, it's a scary thing. But
well, some of that was borderline exploitation, though. Like,
yeah, not in his case, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there was a lot of people that were like exploiting their kids to make money.
I mean, yeah, that's always the dark side of it, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but there was.
But it's not like YouTube is the first one to be the target platform. Like,
oh no,
we've seen it in Hollywood since like the beginning of ages.
And then there was like some like stuff to do with like people being pervy on the internet too. So it was like,
which, by the way, this is not like me condoning this whole exploitation thing. That's not in any case. All I'm saying is that it's not like YouTube is to blame for the whole thing. Exactly. It's bad either way, but YouTube's not to blame for the whole thing.
Well, and that's the thing. They do need to crack down on stuff like that individually, right? Where there is problems. But like they shouldn't go after like a reviewer who goes out and, you know, and buys the Zack Snyder's Justice League action figures and does a review of the Justice League action figures and like try to say, you know, like we're going to take away that guy's any chance of that guy's video. I mean, what would be the point of being on YouTube if literally there's no notifications and nobody even can find your video? Like they take away search too. That was another thing. Like how
it feels like a blanket precaution to me. It feels like we do not want to crack down on those cases. We do not want to bother with actually going and investigating where there could be a misconduct or where there could be an abuse or, you know, stuff like that. We just want to throw a blanket over it and just like shun everybody so that we can close our eyes and pretend like it's not happening.
Bingo. That's exactly what it is. Hey, also joining us is the wise old man here, Mr. William. What's going on?
Hello.
Hey, you're calling me the old man last night.
Are you feeling okay? I mean, I know this is day 2 of your midlife. Is everything good?
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Yes, I'm 45.
I can walk you through this.
He's gonna go buy a Ford Mustang next. Just wait for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a motorcycle. And me and my wigged mama are gonna get on. She's gonna get on the back of my motorcycle, and we're gonna head off across the country, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it that with the wig, though.
Well, she'll have a helmet on.
The alarm clocks now, because old people get up early on their own. So
I stay up too late, anyways.
Things just get easier for you. Who else here? Brian A is my favorite Czechoslovakian person in the whole world. So, what'd I miss? Anything?
No, not yet. We were just talking about how League of Mayhem is coming back, and so we're excited about that. And then we were just talking about this YouTube thing, but we're getting ready. We're talking actually about Army of Thieves. Did you see the new trailer for Army of Thieves?
Yes, I saw the trailer. So that was different than what I was expecting. Not as many zombies as I came into it with. So hey, that makes sense. Everything, it makes sense. So I'm looking forward to it.
Like I wasn't expecting any zombies. I wasn't expecting any zombies in it, so I was actually pleasantly surprised that they are referencing the zombie outbreak. Actually,
yeah, I guess I should have thought about that before the fact that it's a prequel. That it would be probably less than the opening up with the go-go dancers eating brains that was in the first one, and zombie Elvis. So it's a big difference from that one, but it looks like a lot of fun. Looks like Ocean's 11. Reminded me a little bit of Ocean's 11, modernized, probably a little bit more violent than Ocean's 11 ever was. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I tell you guys right now, go look this up. The newest Army of Thieves trailer. It looks really good. Just kind of give you the breakdown. Because now, how do you pronounce his last name?
I just call him
Matthias.
Schweinhofer.
What is it?
Schweinhofer.
Schweinhofer. Okay.
Probably not. Like it would be like the O is really. Yeah, my my German pronunciation went to hell, but that's as close as I got.
Schweinhofer. Okay. He's directing the film, so I thought that was cool. So the guy who played Ludwig Dieter, he is actually directing this film and starring in this film. But he stars as a small town bank teller drawn into a new world by a mysterious woman who enlists him to crack a sequence of impossible to crack safes across Europe. While this isn't a zombie movie, but rather described as more as a romantic heist movie, Army of Thieves is a prequel set amid the backdrop of a zombie outbreak in the United States. Nathalie Emmanuel, Ruby O'Free, Stuart Martin, Guz Khan, and Jonathan Cohen also star. And of course, this is all a part of the growing number of Army of the Dead spin-offs in the works from Snyder, who, along with producing partner Deborah Snyder, are also overseeing an anime spin-off, Army of the Dead Lost Vegas, which will chronicle the origin of Dave Bautista's character, Scott Ward, and his crew, rescue crew, during the initial fall of Vegas. So lots more to come from the Army of the Dead.
It's supposed to also be 2 sequels to Army.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Zack would want, from what we know. So
that'd be good.
Definitely. But we're just getting, another Snyderverse.
Imagine that.
Hey, honestly, it's the only zombie universe I can actually stand, so.
There you go. And I mean, of course, there's going to be Rebel Moon, which Zack also said would love to be a franchise. So
I can't wait. I really can't wait. I can't wait to see. You know what I can't wait to see too? I can't wait to see who makes appearances in these films.
Yeah. I'm super excited for Twilight of the Gods also, just because it's Zack Snyder and Jay Oliver. It's like, what else do you want in animation? What else would you want?
Right.
So I'm super excited for that too.
Yeah. So look, Zack has got a lot going on, right? We know that, and look, we know that there's certain segments of the fandom that they want all or nothing, right? They want the Snyderverse, but it's all got to be Zack. And look, Zack Snyder wasn't going to sit around and just do nothing with the rest of his life, waiting for Warner Brothers to give him a call and be like, hey, do you want to do a movie or produce another movie in that universe? Zack's staying busy, and that's what he should do. And he's living his life, man. He's out there making films, and he's making animation, and he's doing the stuff, man. He's writing new films. He's got this great exclusive deal with Netflix. Now does that mean
not exclusive? Not exclusive.
What's that? Well, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You know what I meant.
Okay. To be fair, it's a first look, but with how crazy Netflix seems to be for Zack's stuff, it might as well be exclusive, because it seems like there's not going to be any other looks after whatever he comes up with. So
yeah, they want his stuff. They want his stuff for sure. So
I think he's waiting out current management, though. I think he'll do stuff with Warner Brothers again. I mean, if there's different bosses and and certain things that cleansed out.
I mean, of course, this, obviously, first of all, this contract is only for a certain amount of years, and things can change around. I mean, we've kind of witnessed it over the, 2 years that we've been fighting for Snyder Cut, how things can change. So, you never know what's going to happen. Clearly, Warner Brothers leadership is going to be changing, at least very likely. So we'll see. But at the moment, Zack is working on really cool things for Netflix, and personally, I'm really happy to see more of his stuff.
Well, this is an interesting thing. Sandra here says, breaking news, Enash, Marshall Lucas on Doomcock's live stream right now. Star Wars fans will be so angry.
Really?
That's disappointing. That's disappointing. You know, somebody asked me what I would think if she actually appeared on Doomcock's show. I feel bad for her, honestly, because when you know that there's people in the world who do bad things and think bad things, and you know what we talked about actually, and this goes back to our talk about last night because we brought up the fact, you know, like when Zach, for example, went on Geeks and Gamers, and Dave, the film junkie, was in the chat at the time when we were talking about it towards the end of the show, right? And this topic came up: what if Marsha goes on Doomcock stream? Look, people go on stream sometimes and they don't know who they're talking,
who they're getting into bed with,
right? Because there seems to be like a common theme, right? You know, Marsha was upset with the prequels; she didn't like the prequels. Well, who's the number one person who doesn't like the prequels?
The ex-wife of the director.
Yeah, right. And
sorry.
Mr.
Wow.
Doomcock. He hates. Yeah, he hates the sequels and you know, and everything. And so look, they have a common thing. The thing though is I highly doubt Marsha understands probably what she's getting into. What I loved about Zach was when Zach went on with Geeks and Gamers, like when he figured out what Geeks and Gamers was about, he took a stand against it. And kudos to him, and kudos to him for taking a stand for what he knew was right. And so that's what I say about this too. That we will, like Palpatine said in episode 1, we will definitely be keeping our eye on this with great concern. and we'll probably talk about it at a later date, but that, you know, oh, were you just kidding? Oh, good. You can't do it. Somebody last night, Nana, you know what somebody did to me? You know what somebody did to me last night?
I need a context here, but I'm gonna keep quiet and wait until
yeah. No, so the context is I don't know. Do you know who Doomcock is?
Sure, we've talked about that before, but I'm not.
So he's this guy. He kind of looks like this. He hates Star Wars right now. He hates everything about Star Wars right now.
Do I need to ask why you have an action figure of him?
Because somebody made me an action figure of the dude.
Like, you don't really seem particularly fond of this person, so I'm just like, why do you have
not? We literally do a weekly show, Nana, where like we talk about his nonsense. We do a show called 2 Cents on Nonsense, and our 2 cents on nonsense, and it talks about stuff like this because the guy has tried to make it out like you know, he thinks that Star Wars is just woke and it's filled with, you know, SJWs and, you know, all this leftist propaganda, and they're trying to tear that all down and save pop culture and blah blah blah, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And he's actually tried to convince people, Nana, that Lucasfilm is going to erase the prequels because they're led by a woman. They're led by a woman, and they can't be led by a woman. A woman can't have the Force like that. It's so dumb. And unfortunately, Marsha Lucas, who helped produce the original trilogy and was George Lucas's ex-wife, this week, an article that she did a soundbite for back, like, man, what has it been, like 5-6 years ago now?
Sorry, I just saw a Cole's comment.
yeah. She made a comment that she didn't like the sequels, and so everybody's been talking about this, but. That's not as bad, though. That's funny Sandro brought this up, but that's not as bad as what somebody did to me last night. We're halfway through the stream last night on my birthday, and somebody says, Enosh, breaking news, check your DMs right now. So I'm like, okay. So like I go to my DMs, let's see if I can find it real quick. Because you tell me, man, you're looking at this. Like I went to my DMs, and I'm like, okay, you know, what is it?
Yeah, that's scary, man. I thought something happened.
Oh, that one. Yeah, everybody thought something had happened because like I stopped and I went.
Stopped the show. Everybody's all quiet. He's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, this is real. Oh my god." It's like
I'm trying to find.
Then we saw the typo.
Next time, don't do that at all.
Don't do that.
No, because somebody can just clip it and be like, "Ha ha ha, we got this guy."
That's true.
It's like Doomcock getting bad information off of Reddit.
Yeah, that's true. But you tell me, Nana, like you're doing a stream, somebody sends you this, and all of a sudden you're like trying to figure out if this, like, what is going on, and it literally says from the Hollywood Reporter, Justice League 2 Apocalypse War begins pre-production with Zack Snyder producing. And it's like a whole article thing here about Zack Snyder supposedly.
Wait, what is this? Is this actually from Hollywood Reporter?
Right, and it says September 25th, 2021, 1 a.m. Like it was like something that was right here. It was like Zack Snyder returns to produce Justice League sequel. Now, somebody put this together pretty fast, and that's fine because they didn't have justice in there. They had a typo there and a couple typos. But like when you get that in your DMs and you're like, wait, what? And I just stopped. Because I was like, oh my god, no way.
My first thing would be like to text Zach with something you want to say.
Well, you know, Nana,
Dusty League. So
to be fair, Nana, all of us don't have Zack Snyder's number to just be able to text him. Again, this is Nana. She's got Zack Snyder's number to text him. You haters, shut up.
I don't have his number.
Oh, well, she can text him. I don't know what she's doing. She's getting a hold of him. I can't do that. But seriously, like, you know, yeah, no, I get it. You know, like you'd want to be like, what is this, right? You know, so.
No, but you know, I completely get it. Just sort of be like, wait, what?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it threw me.
To be completely fair, like it's not like Zach tells us something ahead of time or stuff like that. If he does, I wouldn't tell you anyway. But it's more of like you usually can see hints from him online. You can see sort of, you know, on Vero, he doesn't exactly go silent if there is something big to come.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I thought it was interesting because, man, that showed up and I guess I scared everybody because everybody thought something was wrong and I'm like, hold on a second. I want to read this over. I want to make sure, what is this, you know? And then I'm like actually on Hollywood Reporter trying to find it, you know, because it wasn't a link, and so I'm like trying to find it on Hollywood
Reporter. This stream is on hold.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, everything just needs to hold right now because I swear to God, if this is the announcement of Justice League 2. I don't care if it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. We're gonna celebrate it. But it was funny. By the way, guys, I found the perfect drop. Everyone.
Oh no.
I found the perfect drop. No, this one's good, William. William always hates that I come up with like these. Lately, I've had some crazy drops that I've found. He absolutely hates this one.
I don't know questions.
I don't know why.
I don't want any answers.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you liked this one though, William.
As a male, that you could even play that without cringing is beyond me, dude.
You know, I just like how Cole is in the chat, like basically voicing.
Exactly. My simple is exactly Cole.
But I finally found the drop of all. Yes, I found the drop of all drops to basically put people in their place when anybody comes at me now on Twitter. Are you ready? Here it is. I've determined that now anytime somebody says like something smart aleck to me or tries to like attack me or anything, I'm not even going to answer them. I am just going to upload this clip.
You can all suck my bag. I'm super cool and it makes y'all mad and jealous. So suck on my bag and deal with your shit. Peace.
Word. Done. No coming back from that. Let's see. Sheree says, okay, that's funny. She was like, I'm afraid now.
Yeah, what are we going to get to see forced through something else?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What did I walk into today?
I know. It's funny. We have fun.
This is what I get for partying and missing your birthday stream.
I'm telling you right now. You got to make the that. Okay. Speaking of other things that came out today, new footage for The Witcher season 2 came out today.
When does that get released? It seems like,
and also announcement of season 3 because they believe in that show so much.
Heck yeah.
Seems like 12 years since the last episode aired. Damn.
Oh, Jesus, Cole.
What she said? Nana, check your messages. She's like, get out of there now. Get out of there now.
She's
It was that dropping, Nas.
You bitch.
What? It's like, get out of there now. Get out of there now. Run as fast as you can.
I have replied. Okay, I have replied.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Hans says, Nana, check your messages already. For heaven's sake.
See, this is what happens when you stream in the middle of the night, because my phone just switches into the night mode, so I don't get any notifications.
Oh, okay. That's just funny.
But she's yelling now. At least Hans listened to me, Nana. That's it, guys. I gotta go to the corner. Just sit out my timeout now.
Right. Oh, hey, Bradley, did you have one of these? So here's the thing, man. Let me check and see.
Yeah, it's further up in the chat a little ways. It's free member chat.
Oh, okay. I see what it is. Hold on a second. Let me pull that up real quick. So here's the weird part. StreamYard has not caught up with that option on YouTube yet. So it picks up regular super chats, but it's not picking up these new things. I guess they're member super chats. It's like a I don't know what it is. I've only seen them a couple of times, but I don't see. I've gone to the regular page, but I don't see it on there. Oops, live chat. Let me see if I can do live chat. Let's see it. I don't see one. I don't see
That's
one.
all good. I have it pulled up.
Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. Do you have it pulled up where I can see it?
No.
Can you share it?
It doesn't go that far back on StreamYards. Yeah, 1 second. I'll do this old-fashioned way.
You saw it on StreamYard?
No, it's on YouTube. I have the YouTube stream
yeah.
going at the same time. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did not see it on either. Yeah, it's a weird new option. It's a weird new option, and I have not.
That's what he said in the private chat.
I'm sorry. Okay. He says, just saw Sabaton Judas Priest. Now some Poindexter.
He had to leave. Yeah, he had to leave.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Heck yeah, man. Some Judas Priest.
But he left early, though, man. That sucks. That's a good chunk of change to pay him not get to stay.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you, man, for that. Thank you for being a member, man. I appreciate that. We've had a lot of great members lately, man. A lot of people joining the membership, and I guess it gives you this like a free members super chat. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
we've actually been thinking of starting to do memberships on NQ, but we gotta first sort of come up with like perks for people. So that's in a process.
Awesome.
So is me actually starting to game on Twitch, so maybe one day.
So have you been gaming on Twitch already?
I haven't started yet, but I want to. So basically what it was with me, I wanted to start playing on Twitch. I want to do my second playthrough Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But then I got sick. And but I finally got a capture card, and this is sort of like the aesthetic I was going with, but hopefully soon. So that should be fun.
What's your what are you giving out your handle yet, or?
It's gonna be Nerd Queen's channel. We're just gonna keep it that way, and call my stuff by just to sort of criticize me and my non-existent gaming style. Just
I can see Nana just in the background going. Nana's playing and Cole's in the background going, check your DMs! Check your messages! Stop playing the game! Check your messages now! Pause the game!
Because Gabriel, what the hell are you doing? And I'll be like, don't talk to me. Don't tell me anything. I need to beat this boss fight. Don't talk to me.
Right? Right? Don't bother me, kid. Try to do something.
Hopefully that'll be fun. I'm gonna put that on NQ sites when that goes up. So, but hopefully that should be fun.
Very cool. But yeah, so The Witcher season 2, and like Nana said, they already greenlit season 3. So it's good to see Henry Cavill, man, like being appreciated for once. For God's sake.
It's like Netflix has seen what Warner Brothers completely missed and just like was like, yeah, I'll pick that up.
God, I tell you what, I never thought that I would get to a point where I would say this, but I almost wish, and I mean, I know it's like the impossible dream. It's like the mega thing that you just know, like Warner Brothers will never release its cold, dark grip on DC properties. But, it's getting to the point where I would totally, if you'd asked me years ago, I would have said, nah, I don't want, especially like Netflix. Netflix, why would I want Netflix to run like DC stuff, man? Like, I wouldn't want that. I'll tell you what, I am totally open now to a company that is willing to take risks and actually do something with their properties, not sit on them. I've been thinking about this a lot in the last week or so. And I mean, it's stuff that, we've talked about for a long time, but I've been really thinking about this lately, while just kind of sitting around the house. And that is like, Warner Brothers has had this way of just talking about what they're going to do and never doing anything. And I'm shocked, actually, now looking back, I'm a little shocked that they actually gave the reins to Zack like they did at first, right? And said, hey, do Superman, here, do the sequel, do this kind of stuff, because it's really not in their pattern of doing things to take risks like that, with something new.
Prior before the last 8 years, though, to be fair, that the whole bringing on of all those guys was when they had real management. Once Ishihara took over, that's where your bad streak is. So it really, we're only talking about a finite window of time that's about to end. Because prior to that, Rubinoff was running the show. He got all this talent, and they did do the things that that they'll probably do again. But it's not the company as a whole. It's a certain window and a certain group of people, half of whom are gone already. Ishihara's gone, and then the rest of them are on their way out relatively soon. So, I like I said, it's 8 years. I'd have to say over the past 8 years, but not as a whole.
But I don't know about that though, because if you look back over the last couple decades, man, like literally, like it took everything it seemed like to get Batman Begins made. You got Superman Returns, which was in development hell for like a decade, in different forms. I mean, because we had the Superman Lives thing with Nicolas Cage. I mean, we all dodged a huge bullet with that right there. I mean, we could have been looking at Nicolas Cage as Superman instead of Henry Cavill. Years later. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, you had a Justice League movie. You had a Justice League movie that was literally supposed to be made, a decade and a half ago.
It wasn't the time for any of that. In the mid 2000s, it was risky ground. The two breakthrough movies were X-Men, the first X-Men, and Spider-Man. Other than that, it was not solid ground to be walking on to make these movies. So that's why you had a lot of that happening in the mid 2000s. That had nothing to do with Warner, because they had the talent and the people in place. All those people were in place. It just comic book movies in 2004, 2005, all the way up to 2008 wasn't a solid risk outside of the X-Men. And if it wasn't for that first X-Men movie, we may not be sitting in the age of kind of movies, because that movie showed that you could take those kind of characters and make a big budget movie and get people to come see it. But prior to that, you just had, in the 90s, it was dreadful. You had Batman, and then the Batman series tapered off, and then you didn't have anything until X-Men, and then you had Spider-Man. And then for a long time, you didn't have anything until you had Batman. So it wasn't at the time for any of those projects to happen more than in the people at that time, because the people at that time were the people who should have stayed running the company for up till now, But those guys eventually got it off the ground, though. They eventually got the Nolanverse going. They eventually got Zack Snyder working on those. And then you had a change in management, unfortunately, where you had guys that were, towards the end of their reign trying to collect on bonuses rather than, take time with the movies that they were working on. But like I said,
Sorry, I didn't want to jump, but I feel like, Warner Bros. Was not necessarily always super bad. I mean, they did score quite well with the Dark Knight trilogy. And I mean, I think that under any different studio, Watchmen would not have happened.
Exactly.
So that is something that we still do have to give them credit for. I do think at the time when like Man of Steel and you know was made, and even BVS, we were not in a place where any other studio would have done it. Unfortunately, they took it to hell from there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I cannot really see, as much as I had to say this, but I cannot really see anybody, saying yes to Man of Steel at the time. I think when Man of Steel was made, that was something that only Warner Brothers could do at the time. And they took it on and they did it. The fact that then they decided to just kind of let it go to hell and treat Zack and Deb the way they treated them, that is horrendous and completely changed my opinion of them as a, director and creativity-led studio. And I think that's done it for a lot of people. But for that like short period of time, I think they were pretty good with DC movies. But that's the thing, we don't get to choose who gets to do DC. And at the moment, when the biggest earnings really trickle down from this, ultimately from superheroes, they're not going to give it up either. So
yeah.
Well, nobody would be able to afford it outside of companies that don't need it. The two companies that could afford to do it don't need that kind of income. And the one company you're talking about is $12 billion in debt. Even Netflix makes a lot of money, but they are at an operating cost of negative $12 billion. They're $12 billion in debt. They pull in so much revenue that they, their debt, debtors are like, hey, keep going, but that not enough to buy an entire, franchise and operate it. I mean,
well, we can always hope that somebody from one of the estates sues the company and we can get the IP back,
well,
right?
They already did, but even still, they would still keep the IPs. So you just need new management. You don't need DC stuff to leave Warner Brothers. You need new management, and we got that coming. That's rejoice, hallelujah, it's coming. So
I hope so, man. That's just what I keep. That's what I keep hoping for. It's just I just been thinking about this a lot because I agree. Like I really loved Batman Begins and I love The Dark Knight. I love that. Even The Dark Knight Rises is, even though it's not my favorite thing in the world, I still enjoy it, and I think that they did a great job with that film franchise because it really made Batman into something that I wanted to see, which was this real world aesthetic. It was like, it's not just fantasy. And that's what I loved about Man of Steel, was that it continued in that same vein where, hey, this is what Superman would be like in our world, right? In our time. And I love that. And I felt that with BVS, man. And and I agree, maybe it is just
it's 8 years,
it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, right? Because like you just see decisions being made. I mean, like I just remember, like I said, being in the late 90s, early 2000s, and we just seem to get a lot of this, like, hey, look forward to this. This is going to get made. This is going to get made. This is going to get made. And like they continue doing that same thing, even though there's different people in there. It just seems like we still get that kind of like, hey, if you're a DC fan, keep hoping, because we're going to make all these movies that you want, right? Like even when Zack was there, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to make The Flash. We're going to make Cyborg. We're going to make, this Aquaman movie, that's all in this world. And you're going to get this as a DC fan. And it's like the state of it now, I really hope that things start turning around. I really hope, look, I've gone on record. I'm hoping the best for the Flash movie. Obviously there's a lot of baggage there, but even with that, there's a lot of optimism and hope. I'm just glad to see people like Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder like go over to Netflix and be treated with some respect, because I don't think that there's been any of that for the last decade now. I mean, my goodness, it's hard to imagine that Man of Steel came out in 2013, and that's now like
8 years ago.
8 years ago, man.
Yeah. And what happened in between?
Yeah.
What happened in between?
And the thing is that what we just sort of like, we can speculate and we can, as fans, we can be excited and we can want this and this, but ultimately the problem with Hollywood is that it is made up mostly, and I'm saying mostly, that is a key word here because we know people like Zack, but other than that, it's made up mostly of very greedy men who have no idea what these movies are. They just see it as sort of a, golden pit, because there is this massive group of fans who've been, hoping for this for ages. And these are fans of all ages, it's just an endless pit of money for them. That's all it is. And the best demonstration for this for me was, going to San Diego Comic-Con for so many years. The best demonstration was really their Hall H presentations. Like, you would get, and Warner Brothers were famous for it for years. They would just bring in a presentation, like this massive flashy thing. They would announce a shit ton of movies that never came to pass.
Yeah.
But in that moment right there, they had a crowd of people absolutely going crazy for it. And they had millions and millions and millions of people peeled to the screens of social media waiting for that announcement.
Yeah.
And that was it. And for that promise of that announcement, of course, the people paid the money for the next movie that was coming. Even if they didn't necessarily care for that specific movie, they cared for all the movies that were coming after. And they didn't want to miss out on anything, because the system MCU set up was, well, you need to watch everything to have the context, right? So essentially that was it. Like, Warner Brothers spent freaking half a decade baiting people with promises that never came to pass. And we don't even know if they planned on having them pass, or if it was just something that they just dangled in front of us to sort of get that money out of people. And that's ultimately the problem. The people who sit in the top in those, executive chairs, and they make these decisions, and the decisions that they made ultimately about Snyderverse, which of course has been very hurtful to so many of us, they don't care. They don't know. None of them ever held a comic book in their life. It means absolutely nothing to them. What it means to them is those millions that they can potentially get back, but they're not willing to wait on those. They're not willing to wait on the entire series to pay off.
Well, what they also did is, like, we also bring this up, the $1 billion standard came into factor. The dumbest standard in Hollywood is the $1 billion standard. Yeah. And the people who replaced the people who started off the Snyderverse had that on their mind. I think if the prior management would have stayed in place, they would have been a lot more patient as far as building up to what they needed to get to. But when Ishihara and all these other guys came in, they had their mindset on someone else's product instead of focusing on theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
And the $1 billion. Go ahead.
Why would they? Why would they have the set mindset on someone else's product? Because they don't understand the difference between the two.
No, and that happened with one bad
DC and Marvel. They don't see the difference between potential fan base for DC and Marvel, or the need to make things different in order to keep the set fan base and to keep the people coming in and to keep the money. If they did, again, the approach would have been different. But to them, that, the actual value of the movie does not speak to them. It's the money that it can bring in.
And don't get me wrong, money is fine, but when you have your mindset on $1 billion standard, man, it still made $678 million. The next movie made $858. I don't know any business I've ever worked in or owned or been a part of where you escalated your money and kept going in that direction and people got fired. And they got fired because of the bad hire that they brought in between MOS and BVS got in there and said, well, it didn't make $1 billion. And BVS, I will take this to my grave, was never going to make $1 billion. There were a lot of things that had to be built up to the point where that franchise was going to reach $1 billion. And I said a lot of it is people letting go of the previous Batman and embracing a new one. Marvel doesn't have legacy characters like that. They're going to have one coming up with Wolverine. They're going to have to deal with a recasting of a Wolverine pretty soon. And when they start that over. But DC has legacy characters that you have to pry and you have to let them know it's okay to watch Cavill. I know Christopher Reeve was your suit. By the way, he would have been his birthday today. But
yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I got a story about that. Yeah.
I know Christopher Reeve was my childhood Superman, but it's okay to embrace Cavill. That takes time. That's not an instantaneous thing for fans. You got to give fans time to embrace your universe, and you're not going to make $1 billion. I mean, you may get to
the thing with Batman v Superman, and that brings me back to the time, when on JusticeCon we spoke with Zack and Chris Terrio, and they were discussing that one of the biggest issues was that the film was massively misadvertised. It was the name of the film was not something they wanted, and it was just not advertised as it was supposed to be. And, you know, they were discussing it was supposed to have a different name. It was supposed to be just promoted differently. And a lot of people misunderstood the point of the movie. And now with Zack Snyder's Justice League out, a lot of people go back to Batman v Superman and like, this is actually pretty awesome. But at the time it wasn't, not because it wasn't a good movie, but because at the time their expectations were completely different. And you cannot really expect people to not be disappointed if they were led astray by a campaign because a studio thought, hey, if we slap Batman and Superman into the name, it's gonna get us $1 billion. But that's not a guarantee. That's not gonna guarantee you shit. It's not, because you have to. That's exactly what I mean. They don't know the fan base. They don't care about the fan base. They just care about the money. So then they just think, hey, we slap Batman and Superman onto the name and it's gonna bring in the money. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Their last Superman movie did. The prior to Cavill, just slapping Brandon Roth and an S on his chest didn't make him $1 billion. You know, the first Dark Knight movie, the first Nolan movie didn't. I don't even think even it broke 500 million, but it was a great movie.
I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna say when one day Zack Snyder is here in the Poindexter Lounge, I would love to see the look on his face if asked the question, like, what was going through your brain when you found out, what was going through your mind when you found out, when you heard about the executive at Warner Brothers that literally said, we can't have them destroy the pod that he came to Earth in, because how would he get back to Krypton?
I can picture his answer, but I'll just leave it.
Right?
There'll be an F-bomb in there.
I'm sure. I remember when I heard that, like, in 187, like, absolutely hits it. You know, the WB executives didn't even know Superman's backstory. I mean, literally, when I hear people argue about, oh, Zack Snyder doesn't know Superman, he doesn't understand comic books, he doesn't get this, that. It's like he's literally giving you living comic books sometimes, like literal pages and clips and pictures.
There's a really great account. I'm sorry to jump in, but there's
go for it.
Account led by my friend Rob Carlin. It's called Zack V Comics, and he literally plucks scenes from Zack's movies and compares them with real comic book pages.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good account. It's definitely on Vero. I am pretty sure it's on Twitter also. So check it out, because that's really good, and it shows just how well Zack is able to put the movies, comics into movies. But people just don't see that. But then again, like, we talk about, hey, there is this $1 billion mark. Even with how Batman v Superman was misadvertised, how much it suffered from the cuts and all that stuff, I am so convinced that Zack Snyder's Justice League would have made $1 billion. If it got into the cinemas, it would have made $1 billion. And we see it now. We see just how quickly the DVDs disappear, just how quickly, people go for that movie. Like, there is a reason why HBO Max never released their stats. Mm-hmm. Because if that movie failed, and I am convinced of it, if that movie failed, they would have released it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes. You get to see those numbers,
we've never seen stats about ZSJL.
Once that merger happens, they'll come out, though, because I think Zaslav knows what he has. He's inheriting. First thing he needs to do is call Jim Lee up, not put him in a filmmaking capacity, but he needs to be in the room. Somebody of Jim Lee's ilk needs to be in the room with a filmmaker, the guy who knows the nuts and bolts, budgeting and all that, the production guy. Jim Lee needs to be right here, and that is the first decision he needs to make with DC. First, he needs to name a new DC Films president. But whoever that person is, the executive advisor, whoever, Jim Lee, really needs to be riding in the sidecar with that guy. You guys may have better candidates, but I can't think of a better candidate as far as an advisor to a film executive as far as DC product goes than Jim Lee right now.
Dude Vince, real quick. Dat Dude Vince just updated his membership. He actually became an Uber nerd here on the channel. Thank you so much, Dat Dude Vince. That's a good guy. Thank you for joining our group of people. We don't call it a cult around here.
It's not a cult. These are just friends who do everything I say, offer me their bodies for sex, and occasionally kill people in my name. Does that sound like a call to you?
we're glad to have you, that dude, Vince. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Well, for me, it's all about foundations, and if they were trying to copy anything, I feel like they were falling behind. Do you know what the Avengers is in like release of the MCU? It was the 6th film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can't just. I mean, I love Justice League and everything, but like right out the gate, like. No, dude, you got to build it. It's a slow build. It's a slow burn.
I disagree with that.
I disagree there.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think that we need to do everything MCU style.
No, I'm just saying more of a foundation in place.
Well, you have a foundation though. You have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
I think that those two movies were quite a good foundation. There, in fact, I would rather have it the way that it was intended to be, where you had the Justice League movie, and you had other members branch off from there. Because that's exactly it. You have to bring a twist. You have to make something differently. You have to make it stand out, or you're just making another MCU. And another thing I think that is a problem with MCU, and not necessarily a problem because it is not a problem for MCU specifically, but it created a problem for like cinema as a wide, is that people started having an idea that we need to have a multiple movie build up in order to get to a point. Exactly. And that is not a true either. And it shouldn't be, and we should kind of get rid of that notion again, because that's something that Marvel brought into the cinema. And yeah, it's great. It works for them. 20 plus movies. They're going great. They're fine. But it's not something that necessarily has to work for everybody. And it's not something that should work for everybody. And that's just it. We don't need 6 to 8 movies to get to a team build-up. We don't.
Yeah, I think every situation is different. I think every situation is different. Like I get what Brian's saying. I mean, but too, like even this world, that would have been the 4th movie that we would have been getting, 5th movie actually that we would have been getting
for what?
In the DCEU. It would have been the 5th movie in the DCEU, because if you look at Man of Steel, BVS, you look at Wonder Woman, and you look at Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. Yeah, because Aquaman came out after.
Right, that was just after. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So literally, Justice League would have been the 5th movie. So so there was some buildup, but yeah, I mean, I see it both ways. Like I see it. I'm very happy that like Zack established the Trinity, right? Yeah. The Trinity was established. I think for DC, that's what had to be established. Then you do your big movie where you bring others on, right? Where those 3 inspire other heroes to come in, be a part of it. And then you can tell those people's stories, right? You can tell those. And so
you can even tell a Blue Beetle story if you wanted to, because
exactly.
But like I said, and this is where Jim Lee, somebody comes in and is sitting in the driver or the pilot seat or co-pilot seat. And you just have to know your products and know where your product is going. You have to know your audience as well. Even in the comic book era, even though I have people coming in and buy both Marvel and DC, their reading habits versus one company versus the other are distinctively different. Your expectations for DC Comics and their heroes are distinctively different from Marvel. They have a framework that works for their story, and their story comes first. But the story that Zack was trying to tell, he had a framework put together, and it got hijacked in the middle because of management change. But if that management doesn't change, we're probably not even here, because there's no Snyder Cut movement, because there's that movie doesn't get derailed. One bad hire can make a huge difference.
This is a great discussion. I'm glad we're having this discussion, because we have a couple others who are going to join us. First of all, we got RJ.
Hey,
what's up, RJ?
Hello.
Are you going to sing? Are you going to sing, RJ?
No more singing for me.
And see, what we've done here is we here on this episode, we have gone the Justice League route. We've gone the DC route because we didn't introduce all of our great characters first. We took our time. We said it straight. It was me, it was Nana, it was Brian. Then all of a sudden we added William, we added RJ, and now we have completed our Justice League because the other half of the Nerd Queens is here, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Cole, what's up?
Hello. Hey, I joined at the perfect time. What's up, everybody?
What an introduction!
With the hair.
I said this is the new aesthetic in the NQ house.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
killer.
Just for now. Nana got a wig like this, and I was like, I already own one. I'm gonna wear it.
Well, you both look great. You both look great. Now, Brian, next week, buddy.
I have to go to the Spirit Halloween. I will get one.
Sharia set the bar, man, with the black and white. The ladies have set the bar.
That's great.
If we can get a wig on this guy.
No. There's nothing you can do to help this. This is what you get. Sorry. Unless there's a bag, and I can't see with a bag over my head. So.
See, I had yeah. So was this? No, this wasn't it. Where was the comment that I was actually going to bring up before I saw them? Come on, where was it? Yeah. So Nick Williams brought up a really good point about this. Said, this is where DC is damned if you do, damned if you don't. If they had made the solo movies, then everybody would have just said, they're being like the MCU, right? And we know that because we've been talking a lot about lately. And RJ was asking the question the other day, and we were talking about this, about Marvel versus DC and what is it about the present day.
Yeah. The question I asked you was basically what, because you were there, Ash, when there's the DC boom in the 70s and 80s with Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton and the Batman era, right?
Yeah.
But then suddenly post 9/11, interesting enough, it seems like Marvel went on the rise with the original Spider-Man, X-Men movies, and then the MCU in 2008. So the question I asked you is what changed in the culture really to give credence to that? Why was it that the Nolan trilogy obviously, but nothing else the other characters, and it felt like that was the moment where Marvel started rising to the promise that it did.
Well, back then everyone went for a hero, and Hollywood didn't have any hero movies going on because all of a sudden it was superhero movies, those are so stupid. And then Marvel came around with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and that's what everyone needed. After 9/11, this country really needed heroes, and that's what we got with Marvel. And Marvel just kept building the momentum until we have the MCU we have today. DC was kind of false starting a few times. I mean, we had the Dark Knight trilogy, but that was never to be a full DC series because Nolan liked the whole DC verse. He didn't want metahumans. He literally started saying that verse of Batman will never have metas, will never have heroes. It'll have Batman, and that's about it. And so in a place where DC didn't really, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern failed, so then it was wants DC. But like you guys were saying earlier, it was just DC and Warner Brothers dropping the ball big time.
Yeah,
there's a business reason to that too, because in 2001 or 2002, you had Marvel near bankruptcy, and they sold those two IPs that made those movies to studios that could afford to make big budget movies at the time.
Exactly.
They were selling their movies to low budget, studios that made crappy movies or things like Fantastic Four in the 90s. Once they were people don't understand. Marvel Comics almost didn't exist.
Yeah, it was almost the end of everything,
Yeah.
And
the only thing that saved them was the sale of the X-Men franchise to Fox and the sale of the Spider-Man franchise to Sony. Two big budget ones that could make movies like that. Had that not happened, I seriously think you wouldn't have the MCU because you wouldn't have had the momentum that those movies built. Love or hate some of the X-Men movies, they broke the door open for.
I love all of them.
Yeah, you would not have an MCU without Marvel being near bankruptcy. Ironically,
I do 100%. Think what Cole said with the post 9/11 that people needed heroes. I think that you can sort of widen it even not just to 9/11, but to sort of the entire socioeconomic, era that came with it. And so, for example, our generation and then the younger generations, we were sort of born into this whole world where, the economy is going to shit. Let's face it that way. And so we grew up knowing that little things like we'll never be able to own a house, we'll never be able to do this, and this, if we are normal living people at normal ages. And, then there was the whole mortgage crisis, there was bankruptcy, there was all these issues. And it does have an effect on mindset of people, ordinary people, and you need those heroes. You need to look up to it. And I think that that played a big role in the rise of like MCU and the superhero movies, because people just needed that escape, and cinema offered that escape suddenly.
No,
And,
totally.
you know,
I totally agree with that. And to the point about Green Lantern, I mentioned this the other night, but like Green Lantern should have been a slam dunk. You had Martin Campbell directing, who did GoldenEye and revived the James Bond franchise. It was just that script. That script was just so bad.
That screenplay too, horrible screenplay.
Yeah,
that hurt that movie really bad. But that's a learning curve, you know. That's something you could have learned from, and still, because it wasn't the worst movie in the world. It just wasn't the best.
Well, you know, it's you know, in hindsight, thinking about it, I know some people said, well, it's a good thing they didn't do the MCU formula, doing the solo movies first. But part of me wonders too if, like, had they started with that Green Lantern movie and it would have been good, and they just would have done solo movies for each character. But the difference being is the difference in tone for each character. You know, I think that's what Marvel's done successfully in a way, is that because like they all have it's all the same universes of the jokes and stuff, but like Winter Soldier's a 70s spy thriller, Ant-Man's a heist movie. Like each movie plays around in a different genre, a subgenre, which I helps mix it up, you know? So I think that's also why I played into it as well.
The thing about the Green Lantern is it could have been a hit. It doesn't. The unfortunate thing about outside of a certain realm of DC characters with the general audience that you walk out on the street and ask about, it's not Superman. Green Lantern is not Superman. Green Lantern's not Batman. Green Lantern's not. Well, there wouldn't have been. I don't think at that time there would have been a platform for them to jump as where they jumped, unless it started with Superman.
Well, definitely. I feel like if they had started off with Batman or Superman back when Green Lantern came out, that would have given them what they needed to start off the DCU, because those are household names. Lantern was a lot more known because, like, with my group, my generation growing up, we had Justice League Unlimited, so a lot of us did know Green Lantern, but not everyone did. So it would go on.
Well, I was going to say, I think the other problem that DC kind of has with it is nostalgia. Because of past iterations of the character, like Christopher Reeve, where you have people who are diehard Christopher Reeve stans, and that's it. You know, same thing with Batman. They did Batman in the late 80s and the 90s, also with Adam West. So it's like you've got so many different iterations of the characters with DC. As where Marvel, it's just, okay, we have Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. You know what I mean? There's not different people. And like William said, watch when they go to recast Wolverine and people lose their shit.
Well, that's going to be the first instance where they have to deal with, like, recasting someone who's, like, an iconic character has been played before. You know, they never had to worry about that because that was because outside of the 70s Hulk show with Bill Bixby, it's like, you had to really worry about that, or Eric Bana, or, like, Thor from that show. It's like, these are really the first cinematic incarnations of these characters, really, like, on a grand scale like this. So there was no preconceived expectations, you know. It just baffles me, though, that DC, like, during the early 2000s, outside of Batman, I know they tried to do certain movies, like, what was it, Justice League Mortal we talked about, and there was something else, too. Like, why weren't they trying to make, like movies?
Because
like
no one wanted to get
characters?
fired. Those movies weren't going to get made in the early 2000s because no one...
they're honestly, MCU's control was too strong. No one wanted to go up against something that was already making millions. And that was literally the competition. Had to, like, DC itself had to find some help to get the brothers, because Warner Brothers made Harry Potter a thing. They had their multi-million franchise. They had all of these things, but they didn't handle it. They instead tried too hard. Marvel, and that was funny and thought it was mediocre.
Yeah, and like I said, the 2000s, you just weren't getting those movies made. You're sitting in a room with a bunch of investors and say, let's put a bunch of money in on these comic book movies, when the only ones you had at that point were Spider-Man and X-Men. You didn't have a track record to pry money away from these investors to say, let's go make these big budget movies. And if you look at when you finally got around to Nolan's Batman, that's not really a huge budget movie. In comparison, these aren't huge budget movies going all the way through. You don't start reaching these astronomical budgets until the turn of the decade, in the 2000 or 2012, 13, 14, and then you started seeing 150 minimum budget as far as millions. But prior to that, you weren't going to get people to invest the type of money you needed
exactly
until the late 2000s.
And cool to be a nerd back then. It was still very, very ostracized to be nerdy back then.
Yeah, you were part of a brotherhood. Now we got all these outsiders up in here, man.
Well, now you got all the cool kids have tried to take over the
Gosh,
the
that is-
lunchroom.
And your mic always breaks out, and we miss like half the sentence.
Then why didn't you text me?
Check your text, Cole.
Damn
Check your text. Darn it.
Damn it.
No.
Works both ways, man.
Nothing.
Communication. Communication, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not good with texting. I think we've established that here.
No.
No, I think those are all great points though, because like, yeah, I mean, the culture, I think too, had a lot to do. I had to step away for a second, but I heard you guys talking about, I think it was Nana who was talking about like it was either Nana or Cole. I was putting on my headphones, talking about like, the housing, crisis and all those things were happening. I think something too was like, what DC did give us was the Batman trilogy, right? Which was very, very grounded, very rooted in reality.
And audiences loved it.
And they did love it. They did love it. But then I do think that something happened. Something snapped where people kind of wanted to go more towards that fantasy, right? They wanted a little bit more of this being able to just go have fun and be able to smile at the end. Kind of, you're a wrestling guy, RJ. Think of it like the idea of like you want to send people home with something positive, right? With that smile.
Yeah,
thing,
well,
right?
I think at the time, I think people were ready for it, right? Because in the early 2000s, look at Bryan Singer's X-Men, for example. That was more of the grittier version. They didn't do the yellow spandex costumes. They really tried to take it more seriously, right?
It opens up with the Holocaust.
Yeah, it opens up with the Holocaust. Yes, yeah.
So, yeah.
But, and I think during that 2008 to especially like the beginning of the 2010s, I think people were ready for more of that fantasy, right? I think they were ready more to see these comic books actually be brought to life in like the most realistic and like, actually like page to page interpretation possible. I think people are ready for that fantasy to be brought in.
Just a note on the Holocaust thing. Has always been an iconic survivor of the Holocaust and a Jewish superhero. So that's why he wanted to dip into that, because everyone else was afraid to do it. Just saying.
Yeah. That's one of the things that they broke ground with. They made it. That movie made it possible for a lot of the stuff we're talking about today. It's underrated for its role in that pantheon, though.
For sure, and see that's the thing, like try to do like, and I'll be honest with you, I like Guardians of the Galaxy, like I love that first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's funny, it's upbeat, it's fun. If you tried to do Guardians of the Galaxy in the early 2000s,
yeah, people would have lost the top.
There's no way. There'd be no way.
There's no way.
Same
I
with
love this
Deadpool.
comment. Yeah, I love this comment from John Collins here. He says, Nana, Nerd Queen, dropping socioeconomic knowledge and explaining the need for superheroes with eloquence. This is why people love and respect the Poindexter Lounge. That's awesome.
She was just having an existential crisis, but thank you.
That's hilarious.
But seriously, literally, that's things like people will say the nerd stuff about like, well, DC is this and Marvel is this and blah blah blah, and they'll go back and forth. But a lot of people don't want to dip into what's going on in the country, what's going on in the world, and why people need superheroes, why people enjoy superhero movies, why people look up to somebody like Superman or Batman or whatever the case may be. And I think it's great that we're able to have those actual discussions. By the way, RJ didn't just dip because he didn't like that answer. He was having problems with his headset. He's going to fix it and come right back.
I think he was the one that was echoing.
Was he the one that was echoing? Yeah, he's the one who was echoing. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but I think it's great that we have these kind of discussions, and
I think that basically, coming from, because I see it a lot. So I am a big sports fan and I am a nerd, and I see it so often where one group sort of judges the other quite often. But ultimately, when you come down to it, the reason why we love sports and go and cheer on our teams, and then the reasons why we go into the cinema to watch our favorite superheroes, or why we read that comic book or even that book, is the same. We want to escape. We are looking for, we are looking for an escape from a reality. So we don't even talk about the fact that we're looking for an escape from a reality because we don't want to talk about it. We want to just go away and switch off and just be in this different world where none of whatever is happening outside matters. And I think that, this is what helped, superhero movies to rise as much as they did. And this is why the big money is in there. But with the money, once again, what I said before, what came with the money was that people who came in power with it just didn't know what to do with them, especially in the case of DC.
Yeah. They had studio execs with no comic book people, and the one comic book guy they had no business in the studio area, and that's Jeff Johns. Great storyteller, but he shouldn't be anywhere near that type of situation where the nuts and bolts of movie making is just not his thing. And I think that set him back a little bit. But even that being said, even everything about DC that has been unfulfilled, you still have the foundations for somebody else to come pick it up no matter what and no matter where. And if you see some of these guys that are making these movies right now, they're moving along. I think Andy Muschietti is bypassing a lot of the things that stopped Snyder's influence in putting it in his movie. And then, they're going to have to establish what is what. I think that's what DC fandom should be about. What universe is what Earth is what, where does the CW universe follow, where does Warner Max's universe follow, and is that where we're going to get the edgier content? Because to be honest with you, PG-13 movies, that's great. I know business-wise you need to make comic book movies that are for the most part PG-13, but I like hard edge stuff. And I've always told you, I need my violence. I need my decapitation. I need a superhero setting that gives me the same things I get out of Sopranos, Game of Thrones, 6 Feet Under, Boardwalk Empire. I want a superhero universe that walks alongside that. Now, I understand that's not for everybody. That's why I have the cinema. You want to go take your kids to the PG-13 stuff? Have that. And if you wanted your preteens or whatever, your early 20s, to go watch CW Network, have that. But they need to define these universes and start capitalizing on each other. And they should use the Flash to do it. But hey, that's just
honestly not. They're not going to though. We're probably not going to see that until the merger is complete.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I have no hopes. I have no hopes to this current. Please, so whatever I'm saying,
you know what this yeah. Oh, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cole.
Like what they should have done, like the whole when they were starting to the Batman was coming and it would be by Matt Reeves with Rob Patz. The whole time I was like, well, that would make perfect sense if they were making him either from Earth. We know they're too afraid, or he was literally a young Bat. He literally looks like a young Ben Affleck. They had it right there. They had the makings of a great thing right there. And they were like, oh, no, let's go make our own thing where we can control the Batman and everything. It's
and how does that movie go from literally being a movie that Ben Affleck is writing and directing and starring in, called The Batman, that you have a plan for, that obviously a lot went down with that, and I get all that, right? But then it goes to Matt Reeves gonna direct this movie that Ben Affleck was
right
going to
because
do,
he said that he couldn't handle acting in the suit and directing
just
at the same
didn't
time.
He just didn't want to do everything at once. So literally, Matt Reeves was going to direct that movie. To all of a sudden, overnight, it's nope, not going to have anything to do with Ben Affleck.
Well, that had a lot to do with Ben's health issues, and they didn't see a good. See, the thing is, though, we saw this was if Warner Brothers was a good employer, if they were a good employer that cared about their people, they would have supported Zack through his trouble. They would not have rushed to replace him with someone who they make the movie better, but ruined it. If Warner Brothers was a good employer, they would have taken the time to support Ben through struggle. Mental illness and addiction is a serious problem, and he felt like this was going to kill him. So he literally what he had to do. And now look at him. He's happy. He's healthy. But he also lost his passion project. If Warner Brothers literally cared about a single person other than their bottom line, they would have supported their employees.
And prior to 2014, they did.
Bam, right there. No, I had to leave. That right there, what you just heard. Yes.
That's the truthless, ruthless.
No, that's absolutely
the mic.
true.
That's the mic drop moment.
Remember when Jeff Robinoff like positioned Ben Affleck as one of the golden boys of Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
He's like, "This is our tour director. He's going to win Academy Awards for us. We want to support him." Then all of a sudden, Jeff Robinoff goes away, and they have Kevin Tsujihara come in, and that was a whole mess. And then it's like, no, Ben Affleck. It's like, we're not going to really support Live by Night. You know, we're going to make that. You know, I mean, you could visibly see on his face whenever he got asked about Batman during the press tour for that. Like, he's just like, please stop asking me. Like, there's just so much pressure and so much going on in his life that like they did not offer him the support he needed, like 100%.
Well, that's
like some people guys back when they heard they brought him back to do the nightmare scenes for Zack Snyder's Justice League. But what you can guarantee with Zack from just hearing him talk about his other employees talk or like actors that work with him, it was 110% on Ben's terms. He came back because he felt strong enough mentally and physically, and it was what would make him happy. That is how things, because people are burn out so easily. I mean, what was Keith Ledger? He was suffering and no one was paying attention. Like, nobody gives a shit until these people die, and then they're like, "Oh, it's so sad," and they're like, "Oh, and we were thinking," and then they tweet like, "Rest in peace. It's a great actor who worked."
Lots of prayers.
Like, yeah, it's fucking killed him. And you just have to like treat people like humans.
See, if Robinoff had been there,
we're fortunate to still have Ben Affleck around.
Yeah,
exactly. Like he could have honestly lost his life to his struggles. He could have honestly just disappeared and gone off the map. He could have gone the way who has become a drug addict, had fallen off about him in Saturday Night or something. But instead, he did exactly what he should. He was a great man, a great father, a great role model. Went and got help. He went and took care of himself. Now he's healthy. He's thriving. He's practically glowing every time the paparazzi catch a pic of him. Like, this mental illness and like, well, how's not serious because you're rich, but it doesn't matter what your margin is. If you have mental health issues, then you have mental health issues, and you need to conquer that, because if you let it eat you alive, those pictures people use to make fun of Ben, where he looks depressed or he's smoking or looks a little overweight or something, that's what happens. You see someone who's literally on the screen dying in front of you, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, remember when Sad Affleck happened in 2016, where they told him about the bad reviews the movie got, and Henry Cavill had to sit there and defend it, and you see Ben Affleck's face, and then it turned into a meme that everyone made fun of for years and years.
Yeah, well, and listen, I went through a divorce. Where, like, I'm a jovial person. I try to see the brightest in everything. I had been a happy guy my entire life. Listen, when you go through, I can't imagine to go through a divorce, plus all the other stuff that he was going through, at the time with the studio and personally, and with the mental issues and the alcohol abuse and all those things. Look, I was on the edge of that. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I never got to the point where it was like I just tried to like drink away my problems or felt like this addiction where like I had to have it. But listen, I had a couple of instances that scared me actually into not wanting to be that. Okay. Because at the time, I was working at a church where alcohol was not frowned upon. And so like I had a couple of buddies and we'd sit around and, you know what? And I had a little bit too much, and it, I get that. It numbs that. It numbs that pain that you're going through, and you're not thinking about that at the time. And if there's nothing to keep you in check, and if you're looking at like losing something, like you said, your passion project, your everything that you're doing, plus your divorce. I mean, the divorce was enough for me just going through that. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have all those things compound and pile up. and that's the thing. You have to look at people as human. You can't just think, well, they're just these big stars and they've got all this money so that they should be happy. Money does not make you happy.
Well, gosh, look what happened with Chadwick Boseman. They remember in that Instagram live, they were making fun of the way he looked. It's like, why do you look like a twin stick? Why do you look this way? Like, what's going on with you?
And then you find out he was dying of cancer.
Yeah, he was dying of cancer. The man was like, just trying to like, send out like this. Well, I don't remember what the message was, but just like this nice little thank you, talking about like some life updates. It's like, they're real human beings. You have to start treating them as such, because you never know. You never know what's going on.
Did you see the? Did you see the? Did you see the? Speaking of Chadwick, did you see the video that's been going around lately of him being on the panel for? I think it was Avengers, and he's sitting there next to what's his name, who plays Vision?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. He's sitting next to Paul Bettany, and Chadwick is sitting there, and it would have been the time that he was going, through his cancer issues, and nobody knew. Literally nobody knew, and he was sitting there falling asleep, and he's nodding off like he's on this big panel, and he's falling asleep. And
going through chemo.
Yeah, and Paul like nudges him and asks him like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah," and he puts a smile on his face and stuff, but he's literally nodding off there, and
yeah,
look,
and you never know.
Like Cole just said, too many times after the fact, we're all like, "Oh, we feel so bad," and R.I.P. and prayers and loves and all that stuff. Hey, how about acting good to people while they're here?
Yeah,
true. Exactly. Like,
how about supporting people while they're here?
Sorry, I was gonna say this. The thing, like with the mental health, and especially in Hollywood, because Hollywood is an incredibly toxic place. Let's not pretend it's not. Let's not pretend it's just Warner Brothers. It's not. It's every single studio, and not just movie. It's music. It's every single aspect of Hollywood is incredibly toxic, from the executives to the fans. I mean, we can look at the 2000s, the young celebrities like Britney Spears and so on. What happened to them? Why did it happen? Demi Lovato, the most recent example. What happened and why? Like, it is all mental health issue, but it is also who was part of it, who added to it. And it's like, it's even like from mean comments on Twitter all the way to the top, like making pressure, you gotta lose weight, you gotta be this, you gotta be this, you gotta look like this, you gotta do this. It's crazy. And Hollywood is like the prime example of toxicity. It's everywhere. It's not just Hollywood. A lot of workplaces are toxic, but Hollywood is just right out there, and it's literally setting an example for the entire world of how, like, prime of how to be toxic.
Well, I've gone on record too as saying, like, because look, we've all dealt with, we kind of started off, Nana, with the joke. I said, hey, it's been an interesting year, right? So we've seen literally the highest of highs. Right, that literally right now, I can sit here in my office. Where is it? I'm proud to be able to sit in my office right now and be able to say, hey, I'm holding a copy of something that doesn't exist.
And I hold 2 copies of it because I have the steel book and I have the trilogy box.
Well, you know what? I'll outdo you because I bought this one. But Nerd Cosa Nostra sent me another one, and then Man of Martin actually dropped $30 in the super chat the night that I was going to buy this to pay for it, and Nerd Cosa Nostra is sending me the box set. So neener.
I've yet to get it. I'm the only one on the panel who probably doesn't
have the steel book, the normal one, and the box set. I also got myself the remastered BBS. I gotta. I'm sorry, but like I got.
Well, and you can like text Zach. Hey, look, I just got it.
Banana.
Oh yeah, I always send pictures. Come on.
Like, hey Zach, guess what I just got? But I say that because, like, I said that joking, right? But let's be honest. We're talking real talk here, okay? So what I don't like is in the last year, in just the last few months, we've literally gone from the highest of heights where, like, we were all fighting for this thing, we were all like trying to push for this thing, and then all of a sudden, we talked about, the studios are toxic. Sometimes the fans can get toxic and start just turning on each other because we got nothing else to fight for, right? We got Zack Snyder's Justice League. Where else do we go? And what's sad is people act like, and it's a weird thing for me coming into this, like in the last year, because like I never looked at myself as being like a YouTuber, right? Like I was never like, it was something literally me and my family.
You say
did.
10 fans later.
What's I know I say that, but the reality is like we never, like if you look at all of our videos here at the channel, like going back years and years and years, it was never like this, hey, we're going to try to be this YouTube channel and be this thing, right? It was literally just like, hey, here's my family. We're nerds. Are there any other nerds out there? Like we literally felt like we were like echoing in a cave for like years. Like, is there anybody else out here besides us? You know? And then the thing is last year getting to know so many great people and being welcomed into the fandom, you know, by people who had been in the fandom. You know, we'd always been on the outside of that and just like, yeah, we know about it, but we're not a part of it. And to actually be a part of it and to fight for it. And, you know, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest. When I see people now who they go to this lowest common denominator and they're trying to put people down and they don't just say, well, hey, I disagree with this person and their take on this or their take on that, you know, or like even you ladies, the nerd queens, for example, you guys have come under a lot of scrutiny and you guys always handle it.
Now.
What's that?
We've been canceled now.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They were trying to like, let's get this trending. Let's go after
oh my god,
innocent ladies that have done nothing. I know.
I just want to say, I want to say we actually ended up having a call with Zach after that, and we talked about it, and he thought it was hysterical.
Oh, see, and this is my point. This is my point, right? Is
so canceled.
You guys have come
laughing at you fools.
I know you guys have come under such scrutiny. You both and Meg and anybody who has supported you, and that's why I have been very, very vocal about my support for the Nerd Queens. And I love Nana and Cole. I love Meg. I mean, and here's the thing. I think it's hilarious because people have tried to cancel me even because of my support for you guys. Now it's all of a sudden, you know, Enosh is. I love the term, and I still laugh about this to this day. Enosh sold his soul to the Nerd Queens for interviews and to be able to meet people and do things, which I think is absolutely hysterical. Because
honestly,
contract in blood. It's down on my bookshelf.
Yes, I signed it in blood. I signed the contract and put it in and said, "Here, yes, just let me meet Dave Bautista, please."
Next time they say something like that, I'm gonna put on my devil horn, and they'll be freaked out.
What's on your bookcase? I made something skip.
No, we made contract with Enosh because we are devil worshippers.
Oh.
Yes.
You know, so
take his soul so I can
contract
take
with Enosh. He had to sign it with blood, and that's how he got to meet Dave Bautista.
But I say that because like you guys have never asked anything of me. I mean, seriously, you guys and I just want to tell you, like these ladies. I mean, Cole, you know, made pops, you know, Funko Pops of me and Tiffany, and sent me that. I mean, and these horrible, evil people, you know, sent me a Christmas card. Talking about the birth of Christ.
Obviously, Enosh.
How dare you guys? Come on.
A Christmas card.
The Christmas card was
I sent him a Christmas
devil.
card, and I made sure it was Christian.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, RJ?
No, I said the Christmas card was possessed by the devil, and so were the Funkos, okay?
Oh, that's what it was. They probably cursed them before they sent them to me. And
That used to actually be an ongoing joke in our friend group, because Cole made Funko Pops of all of us. And the guys were always like, "She's got her Funko Pop. She's gonna poke it with."
Oh yes.
They're voodoo dolls.
That's why I've been having this shoulder pain. That's why I've been having all this shoulder pain for the last few months.
That was an ongoing joke.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I feel
but I say
wild.
that.
They'd be like, they would say, "Oh, this person's torturing so and so."
Oh my gosh! But that's things. You ladies have always handled it, I think, with grace. And you know what I love about it is that most of the time you guys don't even answer that stuff. Literally, I've seen people go on streams, these 5-hour streams, these 4-hour streams, and all they do is complain, and they talk about how all the stuff that you guys have done that they could do so much better, or how your relationship with Zach isn't what you know.
They can go ahead. You're waiting.
And I say, hey, if you got something, if you think you could do so much better, do it. If you think you could do so much better than Justice Con, and it would be so much fire, and it'd be so awesome, we're waiting. I wish right now I had that Caddyshack drop right now, right?
Well, we're waiting.
We're waiting. Hey, show us what you could do. Show us how you guys can act, how easy it is that like literally anybody can get Zack Snyder on their stream, right? So go ahead. Do it. Show us how you guys have a friendship and relationship. Show us how Grace Randolph has Zach on, and Zach tells about how great you guys are, okay, and how he trusts you, implicitly. Like that's my thing. Is when you look at the evidence, and it really hit home for me, you guys, when people came after me and started telling me about how, like, oh, you just don't know what's going on, and and tried to cancel me, and I'm like, wait, what? You're trying to cancel me because I support the Nerd Queens?
The edited videos and everything.
Oh.
People were gonna say you weren't a real Snyder fan, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, look, I look at all that stuff, and that stuff is just stupid. But the thing that I love about you ladies is you have always handled it, like I said, with grace. You don't see the Nerd Queens or Wonder Meg going off on these tangents. I've even gotten mad and done a couple of videos where I've been pissed off and like came out swinging and defending these ladies, because listen, these ladies had an opportunity. And they took that opportunity, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I was blessed with the opportunity, look, I wasn't even the first person that they asked, okay, to be at Justice Con. Like, I literally wasn't even the first person. But you know what?
Makes it sound so mean when he says that, Manna.
No, I'm saying like I should be pissed off because, man, don't you understand who I am? This is the Poindexter Lounge, and the Poindexter Lounge, these people want to see. No, see, that's all just stupid. It's all just dumb, and it's not about my pride or your pride or anybody's pride. We shouldn't be sitting around here like so butthurt about all that stuff. Here's the thing. When you get an opportunity, use it. And if you're not a jerk, seriously, if you're not a jerk, guess what? You'll get more opportunities.
Right. And maybe if you don't like speak down to women and make derogatory comments about other groups of people, especially marginalized groups, maybe then you will actually get opportunities. Just saying.
RJ's out here speaking true facts. Just saying.
I'm just saying. Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe it's not because life is just unfair to you, and things are just bad, and people just don't want to give you a chance. Maybe it's because look at the things that you do, and look at the way that you act, and look at who you're hanging around, and look at the things that you say about people. Why would anybody trust you with that kind of moment, with that kind of thing, if you don't show yourself to be somebody who's rational and stuff? And I'll tell you what, again, I played it before, I'll play it again, and I'll shout it from the rooftop.
Oh no, not again.
Who are amazing and couldn't be. I basically just put my trust in them, and they have, they're incredibly well organized. They're smart. They know the material better than I do.
Yeah, that just says that about people. I love the excuses. Oh yeah, Zach's just being nice.
Actually, no, nice. Here's the facts. That's actually not Zack Snyder. It's actually Zachary Snyder. It's a robot.
No. You got it wrong. It's Zach. It's Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Okay. Zack Snyder.
It's an AI. It's an imposter. We're a real life game of Among Us.
But seriously, but this is what I'm saying is like, and here's the thing is when they don't have anything on you guys, because seriously, what have the Nerd Queens done? Oh, I'm sorry, the Nerd Queens have like, you and Meg have brought us Justice Con. Oh, Justice Con sucked. Really? Well, you know what? I enjoyed it. Even before I was a part of it. I remember watching the first one and just sitting there thinking this was amazing. And you guys blew away San Diego Comic-Con at home that year, right? Oh, but they should have done this. They should have done that. You were literally ladies who got an opportunity who just took it. Like you weren't trying to be anything. And I can relate to that
we made in that aspect, we actually made the opportunity ourselves. We didn't expect it to blow up.
We didn't expect it to be an opportunity. We just wanted to, we were like, hey,
we're bored.
The fandom. Like, we expected maybe 20 viewers. It went a bit farther than that.
Oh, see, I love this. I love this comment here. John Collins here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, John. He says, Enosh, your channel has done more than explode. You have done something better. You and your colleagues have positively expanded the definition of nerd.
Oh, that is the thing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I love about this channel is the community that this channel and the people that we associate with are positive people. You're not going to see me doing videos where we just literally like crap on people for an hour and tell you everything that we hate about the world, right? Like everything we do, even when we do our 2 cents on nonsense show and we joke about, people like Doomcock and stuff, it's all because we're trying to take away focus from this negative stuff and get people to focus on some positive stuff. And what I hate, what I really, really hate is seeing when people don't have anything on you guys to actually say in actual retort to what you've done, because you've tried to bring people together. You put together something that was absolutely amazing in the first Justice Con, and Justice Con 2 was fantastic. And you picked people, people, not me, you picked people who did a great job with all those interviews. And I know people have tried to pick it apart, but here's the thing. Anytime you achieve something great, there's always going to be people who are jealous. And I've said it before. I don't like necessarily using the word jealous because it has that connotation of, well, like I think they're jealous of me. But it's not even that. It's obvious jealousy. It's obvious resentment of the fact that they're not where somebody else is. And instead of being mad at that, instead of being mad at the people, these wonderful ladies who have tried to do something good for our fandom, tried to do something good for the other nerds and everything who are a part of this, why don't you do something positive? What are you doing that's going to do that? And I hate the fact that like they'll look at the nerd queens or look at Meg or whatever and try to pick them apart, and we were talking about Ben Affleck, even like with the sad Affleck thing, they take this moment and they try to pounce on that or try to, talk about someone's looks. I've had people, come at me and try to say things about my looks. And I know other people have had that stuff. That is the sign of desperation, that they literally have nothing to attack these people with other than, hey, I want to try to bring, some other aspect into it. And it's pathetic. It really is sad.
It's also a sign of people not having anything to do themselves, because when you're doing your own thing and your own accomplishments, your own achievement, you really don't have time to take in.
Here's the thing. It's so easy to give into hate and base your content around that, because it's so easy to be angry all the time and just, that base everything you do off of that, because rage and drama gets easy clicks, right? It takes real effort and a real, actual personality.
Go layer the fire. By the way,
now she's conjuring fire. Oh my God, the whole thing.
By the way, guys, my new job, which they're not toxic at all. They just randomly send me sweets. They send me zebra Kit Kat.
Oh, nice.
It's really nice.
Like her randomly sends candy. By the way, ambassador, I would like that I love her on Icon.
I didn't actually get this thing for Cruella, but it was an accidental coincidence. But now I'm badass thanks to it.
Look,
hey, that works out.
I didn't mean to go down that whole route. But we're talking about this stuff, and we're talking about like how we got here as fans, and the current state of all these things. And we're literally at a point where it's like the stuff can come out and we don't even know if it's true or not, right? Like today was one of the things that I actually had put in this, and I'm interested to get you guys' thoughts on this, because this is absolute rumor. This is like absolute rumor and silly, but like part of me wants to just dismiss this and go, yeah, that's not happening. That's not a thing. And then I look at this and go,
well, that's been a rumor forever. I mean, it would be amazing, but it's been a rumor since forever. Like, I'm always constantly, and I mean constantly, if it's not from the trades, the actors, or direct sales, probably not true. That is not a trade. So
yeah, I wouldn't even trust it from Warner Brothers themselves. So
right,
Warner Brothers can make an announcement. I wouldn't believe it's going to happen.
Quite frankly, like, I wouldn't trust it even if there was an official announcement and they were halfway through post-production, because we all know how that happened last time. So
yeah, people do all this Batgirl stuff and Blue Beetle stuff. Until I see people standing in front of a camera 3/4 of the way into the production, I don't believe any of these announcements are going to happen. I'm
going to decide whether or not the announcement is true after I see it in the movies. And after, not before, after. Because once again, we know what happens.
Yeah. Also,
Or the
here,
current manager.
this is the guy who's
Current
responsible for like hooking me up with everybody. I tell you what, he is the catalyst that brought me into all this. Mr. Max here. What's up, Max?
Hey, I thought I'd pop in and see how everyone's doing. I love the wigs. Is that for Cruella? I really like
No,
Cruella.
it's just for whatever.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
Well,
it was
that's
just a pure coincidence because I was like, I want to get a black and white wig because I wanted to get my hair like half, but I'm like, that's too high maintenance. So I'm just gonna get a wig. So that's what happened. And then Cruella came out, and I was like, okay, this just adds badassery to it. So why not?
I bought this a few years ago for an anime cosplay. I was doing one from Danganronpa. So, and I just had this. Anna showed me the wig she got. I was like, I've got one. We can match. Because we're girls.
only if
I
Brian
got
Brian
this because I want to start
Brian, where's
streaming.
yours?
So, like,
I have to go purchase one, but it's going down.
Yeah, I think we need the stream where we all just have the wig on.
we should just
I
make
have a
like
few
a.
wigs. I do.
We should just make like a what is it called? A secret society of black and white wigs.
Yes, I don't have a black and white.
That'll give more fuel. That'll give more fuel. Why are all these people who support the nerd queens all of a sudden wearing black and white wigs? They're all part of this devil.
It's actually a cult. You get the wig when you complete your initiation.
I also had an ulterior motive. I was going to see if next Saturday's still good for the Enosh appreciation stream we've been trying to put together. If that sounds
Man. Heck yeah.
Is that good, Brian?
Wow, honest, but Enosh might be busy.
Well, Jolie may be busy.
Yeah, because next Saturday, League of Mayhem's coming back, and we all know who likes to cross-dress and come hang out with us. The cool kids. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm only going to have an appreciation stream now if Enosh is cross-dressed. So that's the requirement.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here comes the 90s jogger wig.
I'm trying to find
Here
it.
we go. Wig.
The Wig Squad.
Oh, here it is.
Or the Ultimate Warrior mask. Which one?
No, here it is. Here it is. Can I be Supergirl? Like I'll have my.
You must be
Oh
Supergirl.
my god.
Oh boy.
Oh Christ.
All right, here we go. Kara.
No. Christ left the building a while ago. We're entering one of the levels of hell.
What the heck?
This is like oh my god, that's like a golden rock.
That's not Supergirl. That's Super Mullet. That's Super.
Do not make fun of my hair choices. I will tell you.
That's not Supergirl. Well, I guess girls can have mullets.
All you need
too,
now is
but
a tiger.
I just think of. Please, someone clip this over my appreciation stream thumbnail.
What time would your appreciation stream start?
10 p.m. Eastern time, probably.
Yeah, we're
Enosh,
fine.
pose for the camera.
Okay, hold on.
And hang on, he's gotta fix his cape. She's gotta fix his cape. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
There you go, Max. He's posting.
Oh my god, somebody goes, it's a Tiger King.
He looks
does
like
look like
MTA.
Tiger King.
Oh, wait.
He looks like Tiger King.
Yeah, there you go. That'll get Saggy on the stream. We have to get Saggy back on the stream. That'll get her on.
Joe Exotic.
Is anyone else clipping this?
Doesn't he look like
I
Brandon
got you.
Bowman?
I got you. I
Straight
clicked
up,
it.
like it's the loose cannon, dude.
I feel like the little girl. Remember that old sunscreen thing where like the little girl's on the beach and the dog's like pulling at her bikini, like
Copper tone, baby.
copper
right?
tone.
Yeah, the copper tone.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know the girls have Cherie's like, Tip, you seeing this? Oh no.
She's gonna
There it
bust
is.
in,
We're
bust
getting
in like we did.
all the clips and all the thumbnails.
That's great.
There it
Gonna
is.
bust in like
There
she
it
did
is right
last
there.
the other day.
Now,
You're gonna have a lot to choose from.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my
I
god,
appreciate
Nick, you
that.
joke about this, but like seriously, my grandma used to talk about when I was a kid and saying, you know, Enosh, one day when you grow up, if you have a daughter, you should name her Enasha. And I was like, I would never do that to my daughter, first of all. But no, I never had a little girl. So you know, I live vicariously sometimes.
Get to work. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, Tiffany and I are done with that. Yeah, Dad, dude, Vince says
Never say never.
Tiff sees this daily. Yes, this is Tiff's daily life. There you go.
He comes home. He's like, "Hang on, I gotta put the wig and cape on. I'll be back."
Probably already has it on.
Where is our
Yeah.
favorite member of the lounge?
You know what?
Is she upstairs?
Yeah, she is. She is. I told her she was doing some stuff earlier, and I told her, I said, you got to come on. Tell her to get down here and say hi.
I don't want to bring up the some of the usual suspects we came up with, Enosh, but I got to share you with this. I did a reaction to a video, and they said, and they in this video, you could just guess who it said that Hollywood has to be concerned with their relevancy, and then they said Doomcock and Pokimane, or the new entertainment in Hollywood's got to be concerned with them. Are you concerned that movies are going to disappear for people that just talk? Listen, we all agree that Enosh does some amazing things with a microphone in a nerd room, but I'm sorry if the next Batman comes out, I will come to Enosh. I'll come to the lounge later. I'm still going to go see Pattinson first. I don't think Batman's got to worry about YouTubers. Not that we're not important, not that we're not great,
Well, we live in a bubble, man. Look,
no, like, this is fun. This is
all
fun,
these people.
but
All these people.
we need
who talk,
entertainment. We need entertainment.
Heck yeah! Like all these people who talk, these big talks on YouTube and stuff, and act like they're, changing things, or even the people who complain about what we do, like what I do, and what the Nerd Queens do, and and etc. Like honestly, they don't understand. Like in the bigger scheme of things, they're not doing anything. They're not. They're
it's
not
still important to
changing
critique. It's still important to critique
Absolutely.
entertainment, but
Absolutely.
I don't think Mad Max is gonna take over the Cinemaplex for me talking about.
You
Sorry.
never know. You never know. Look, there are movers and shakers, and people and stuff
Well, if
like
the
that.
actual Mad Max sequel comes, that might. But yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. Like look, that's why I've always just taken it as we're doing what we're doing here. We have our community here.
Yeah.
You know what? There's billions of people who've never heard of Enosh V. There's billions of people who've never heard of the Poindexter Lounge. And if they never do, that's, I'd love to have them here with us. I'd love to have more people here with us, hanging out with us and doing stuff with us. But the reality is like, we have what we have, and we're having a good time with those people.
Stop lying, Enosh. You want the clout. You want world domination. We all know.
the clout.
You want to seize the leadership.
All about
of
the clout,
Snyder
baby.
Cut.
Why do you think I signed in blood with the Nerd Queens?
Do the Nerd Queens have any? Is there any really cool surprise that you think we're going to get at Fandom? Do you think we're going to be surprised by anything, or?
To be honest, we haven't really even paid attention to anything coming out of Fandom. Like
Isn't
we're
that sad to
probably
say?
no, like
Nobody
we're probably
has.
still gonna watch it, but we
Yeah.
can say that there are some pretty cool things happening in October from us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Wait, they are?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I want the merger being completed announced. At
COVID ate your memory, Nana.
A tiny bit.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the Batman trailer. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that movie, personally.
Wait, hold. Text me what are we doing in October?
Uh-oh.
What do you think
We
I'm
got a
doing?
meeting right here. What are we doing again?
This is I am the head of the production here. This is what happens, yeah.
Cole's just patiently. Cole's just sitting there like, I really hope. I wish she was joking, but she's not.
This is why we have a calendar that we share, honey.
All right. Damn. But I got an email about that still.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, having a plan and a calendar is light years ahead of mine. So. Sometimes I put a link in there. Everyone's like, "What is this for?" I'm like, "I don't know yet."
Freaking out for a reason because I dropped the ball on this one.
Okay.
Sure. If you excuse me, I have a work email to send. I'll be right back.
We got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm just gonna text George Lucas real quick and say hi. George, good to see you.
Oh, I wish.
I know, right?
Yo. So next weekend, is it next weekend? I think next weekend is October, right?
Nearly, we both have a
Yeah. This Friday's October 1st.
I'm gonna meet Anakin Skywalker.
Oh wow,
little kid.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Which one?
The one from Phantom Menace?
No,
Jake Lloyd?
Hayden.
You're meeting Hayden Christensen?
He's
That's
gonna be
awesome.
He's being at New York Comic Con.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And
that's right.
me
Forgot
and
New York
Sabrina
Comic Con
are
is happening.
going. Sabrina from League of Mayhem. We're going on Sunday next week. So we're gonna have League of Mayhem return Saturday. The next day we're gonna meet up and go see Hayden.
Wow.
Oh, the guy from Jumper. Okay.
He's,
Yeah.
he's very good looking.
Oh, the guy from
There's a
Jumper.
very good amount of emails from Satanic Temple in my email folder, just to let you all know.
Yes, you can find.
I would like to meet the original Anakin too, though.
I'd like to meet him too,
I-
but
I
on the
hope
way.
he's doing
you know.
okay.
He's around. I think he passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. You mean
David Prowse?
Sebastian Shaw?
Well, I
Sebastian
also want to
Shaw.
meet.
No, I mean the original, the youngest Anakin.
Oh, Jake Lloyd?
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah,
I thought you meant Jake Lloyd. I'm like, you could give me a heart attack, William. No,
I'd
that
say-
Anakin, yeah.
What was it here? Ambassador asked Nana and Cole, are you all on social media? If so, where? I'd like to follow you. They're everywhere.
We're
Literally.
the Nerd Queens on everything, not at Nerd Queens. That's not. If you find that's not us. It's the Nerd Queens. We're grammatically correct.
I love so this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I just realized this will allow me to block myself apparently on my when I leave a comment.
How does that work?
I don't know. Like it literally says I can put myself in timeout or I can block user. Because I tried to
Well, you usually just
delete the
freeze.
comment.
Why would you put yourself in a timeout?
I don't know. That's kind of weird. Like,
Honestly, I'm
me.
imagining.
thanks, StreamYard. StreamYard,
I'm
don't
just-
give us like practical stuff that we can actually use.
I'm
Allow
just
me to block
imagining
myself.
your thought process. Like, ooh, I want to try this.
Right.
Yeah, this sounds like your thought process, though, to be honest, Cole.
Hey, you
Like,
know, the other day I was in training for work, my new job, and my teacher kicked herself out of the classroom.
The Nerd Queens.
See, Shri appreciates us.
She does. Shuri's awesome though. Shuri is
Shri-
absolutely.
I'm sorry,
fantastic.
Shri's a female?
Yeah.
I've been giving them the wrong pronouns this entire time. I am so sorry.
Shuri is awesome. She's fantastic. She's a fave around here. I love Shuri.
I
Tis
feel
her.
so bad. I've been so disrespectful. I apologize, Shri.
And Mary's awesome too. Mary's awesome too. We love the Nerd Queen. Nah, she's all good. She's all good. It is, it's hard to tell sometimes though too. Like seriously, like we see names all the time, and I'm like I don't want to, mispronounce who is who and stuff. So it's yeah. Shuri says it's all right, Cole. She still loves it, but that's just because Shuri's awesome like that. Shuri won't go off on that. So you gotta ask Hayden some good questions, right? Because he's gonna.
I don't know if we'll get to ask him questions because the way that they're doing a photo op now is there's going to be a thin plexiglass between us, so that way the talent and the people don't get sick.
Oh man,
Which is fine. There's been so many funny and great photos coming from other photo ops that I've seen people do this with. And Sabrina and I have been trying to think of something fun to do, like some cool pose or something. We can't think of anything. Like there's some girls who were cosplaying Padme and did like this pose where they looked like they were leaning against him and he leaned against the other side and it looked so cute.
Well, I'm glad that at least they do that. Are they making people wear masks?
No, not for the pictures, but for everything else, yes. Which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and also NYCC's been in big trouble with people lately because they said that you have to have proof of vaccination if you're over the age of 12. And that is why I decided I will go, because I'll be safe.
Sure.
The Raiders game out here, same thing. You had to have vaccination to get in the new Raiders Stadium.
Yeah, I think that's a New York policy because they did that AEW event in the show in Arthur Ashe Stadium, and you had to have proof vaccination to get in. So.
Yeah, I'm
no
really,
problem
really
selling
pleased that most states and cities are doing that, especially with LA, because we're working with Zack on SnyderCon for January, the end of January, I think.
Oh, cool.
And
Wait. You can't just gloss over that.
it's in our Twitter, you dingo. We texted
I
you.
know. I know. But still yet, though, for everybody at home.
Wait, what
I know about it.
What else did I forget?
No, Enosh forgot we're working
No, I
with
didn't
Zach on
forget.
SnyderCon.
I didn't forget. I'm saying I know, but you
I'm
gotta
telling
remember.
Tiff to slap you for me. Just saying.
Is this gonna
I'm
be?
saying I
now
know,
have
but
questions.
everybody else doesn't know. So if you just say,
I
"Hey,
have
we're working on
questions.
SnyderCon," like everybody won't know that. And so
Is it gonna be like a live event too, and virtual, or just virtual, or what?
Probably.
Well, we're hoping both.
Yeah, when Zach did the first SnyderCon, it was partnered with Vero, and so while the panels themselves, like the watch-alongs, weren't streamed on Vero, the panels with discussion were, which was pretty fun. I couldn't go, so we watched from home. So we're hoping to do that, but I'm just really happy LA has made it, so you have to be vaccinated to attend. Yes, if you see me, say hi.
I'm getting my second jab on Wednesday. So
I'm hoping to
I
get
want a
my
third
third
one.
one soon.
I want a third one, damn it.
I'm waiting for the rules for Motor City Comic Con to come out because they haven't announced anything like as far as like what it's like, what those rules are, what they're going to be like. At least that I've seen. So
well, I'll actually be going to convention not this upcoming week, but next week I'll be meeting Sting and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So
Are you a wrestling nerd? Ooh.
Nerds
Yes!
meeting nerds.
Well, RJ, you're feeling better now, like this week compared to I haven't talked. I talked to you earlier, but
no. So yeah, I got COVID at the start of the month, but I was fully vaccinated, and I truly like believe that like getting vaccinated probably saved my life. So yeah, I probably would have been really way worse off and still sick if I wasn't vaccinated. So
So Nana might not show it, like she won't show the pictures because she's kept that low key. But part of her symptoms was the blood vessels in her eyes broke, and honestly, like it looked really. She was really bad off. If she was not vaccinated, like I can't imagine what I would do if she was in the hospital and I couldn't get to her.
Delete those pictures.
Really bad off.
It was rough.
And she stayed home, and I kept her company when I could.
Aww.
And now she's all better, and I'm so happy that she's okay.
I have not slept for like 10 days when I was sick.
Wow.
It was like a really weird setup because I couldn't like lie down.
I'm sorry.
I was wondering if you were going to show that. That's hilarious.
That's in a private chat. That we had.
So I bought that Snorlax today at Target, and then I showed Max while I was on his stream, and people were in the chat like, because my dad and my mom were like, "Why do you look like this thing?"
it's uncanny.
I'm sorry. You do kind of resemble.
It's
although
I
that
do
would be
look
my
like Snorlax, yes.
That would be my spirit Pokemon as well. Even though I'm not into Pokemon because I like to sleep a lot and I like.
Why don't you Snorlax?
I don't know, Josh. What
like, this
Pokemon
guy's giving me
represents
COVID.
you? You know Pokemon? Enosh?
So I know Pokemon because of my kids. Like
Yeah.
Pokemon was one of those things that, like, there was two things growing up that like all my friends were into that I was not into. One was Power Rangers. I never got into Power Rangers. I was a Voltron kid. So I never liked Power Rangers. Plus Power Rangers came on like as I was getting older, right?
Yeah, we were in our 20s.
Yeah, so that was one thing. But then also the other thing was Pokemon. Pokemon was never a thing that I got into really, and so but my kids love Pokemon. I mean, so I mean, and I know what a Me Too is.
Enosh.
Just kidding.
A Me Too?
I know. I was joking. It was joking. It's a joke around here. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so disappointed in you that you were not the Power Ranger fan. So disappointed.
I like how Enosh is like, yes, ma'am.
Well, for people that were
Cherie's with
Voltron
me.
fans, it was like a knockoff kind
Like-
of to us. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It was like
Like Power Rangers was a critical part of my growing up. Like seriously. It was a critical part of
I'd
my
like to let
my mom.
everybody know that I got my shit together and I have done the email that I was supposed to do in order to do the event in October. Okay.
Oh, so we are still having an event then.
There's
I
still
don't know.
something cool happening if they had.
It
if
really
they're not
depends
mad
if the,
we didn't
if the
email.
person actually replies. But yeah, we are hoping to.
All right. And you
No,
saw it
but,
happen right here live, ladies and gentlemen. on Poindexter Lounge. Riveting stuff happens right here on the Poindexter Lounge. You never know what might happen. Ray Porter might show up. Ray Fisher might show up. Zack Snyder might show up. Or Nana might send an important email.
Yeah, or Enosh might put on a mullet.
I might put on a mullet. You know, Ill Life will talk about his days of doing weird things to his Nintendo.
I remember sitting in front of my Nintendo thinking, like, suck me in.
You'll see a picture of RJ with Snorlax.
I should be clipping this right now.
Right?
Somebody will.
Oh gosh, what did I walk into today?
I passed myself.
Aside from my own work rests.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it gets worse. I got a lot of other funny things. We were talking about
wait
the
till
MCU.
the drop start.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the MCU earlier, right? And this has got to be by far like. Have you all watched What If? You've been watching What If?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's okay. You can talk about it. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't.
No. So it doesn't really talk about that, but I thought it was funny because you remember. I don't know if you all remember like last year, like. Or not wasn't last year, it was a couple years ago now. My gosh, like it feels like we lost a year, right? Like it feels like the snap really happened. But instead of 5 years, it was one. But remember when all that there was that talk about like how Ant-Man could beat Thanos really easy by just flying up his rear end and expanding, and it would just be all over. So I love this drop. This is just the best.
I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and ponder the question. What if?
It's so stupid.
I love TikTok so much. Like,
I know.
seriously.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just TikTok supplies me with so many great drops for the channel. I mean, seriously, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah. Anyways, but that being said, yeah, you know, look, I'm interested to see what you ladies have in store for us. And SnyderCon in January.
I'm interested too.
At least I planned the other thing and made that
So, haters be damned. Can you tell us anything about SnyderCon? Anything?
It's in January.
Well,
oh right, I forgot about that one, Nando. Yeah. I meant the only thing
now
is
January. We are looking.
Yeah,
at
we're
again.
I'm sorry, you're both.
Yeah,
talking at the
hoping
same
for
time.
January/February is like the neighborhood we're looking at, and it's really at the moment where we can't do much. You know, like we've been working, catching, like, you know, touching base with Zach every season. And because of COVID, there's no real way to schedule anything right, because nobody wants to, like, you know, get cut off a revenue by planning something that'll most likely get canceled. So it's just playing it, and we will let you guys know when we know stuff. When we know stuff that we can.
It's all right. At this point, I am filled in. I was just joking. But yeah, no. There's some cool things that we were discussing with Zach that could like be done. Really exciting stuff, which we unfortunately can't talk about yet, but hopefully it will work out. And we really kind of want to look into, or from our perspective, or what we are helping with, or what we want to try help with, is to make sure that we can engage people who will be directly there, but also people who will be watching online. Because that's kind of our domain. But yeah, we'll see. So far, we're aiming January, February. With the US opening borders soon, we're hoping that that's going to work out. But yeah, once we have
get
more
the goddamn vaccine, wear your freaking masks, and wash your fucking hands, you filthy animals.
All right, okay.
Put the toilet seat down.
You heard it.
Ouch. Well, if you need a venue, you can all come to the Poindexter Lounge. We can all hang out. We'll put you all up here.
I can't. I would steal half the stuff and your dogs.
No, I'm first.
Well,
Okay.
well,
You can-
Tiffany and I have an annual Halloween party that we haven't been able to have in a while, and so we're looking forward to actually having that Halloween party. And we've invited some people that I can't wait, that I hope that they can come so that they can take pictures with us, so it can piss off even more people to see pictures of me with people that apparently
Did you
they don't
invite
like.
Meg?
I did invite Meg. We also invited the Colberts. Because they came up here for Batman v Superman. We said, hey, you can come up here for.
I'm so jealous though.
for
I
our
want to
Halloween
be
party.
there too.
And you know who else I invited? I invited Abdul.
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
You'll have to, if he gets to come to see you, you'll have to give him a very, very tight hug for me. Make sure you break a few bones or something. in the process.
I do appreciate virtual events. I have to say thank you, everyone that plans these things, because I probably wouldn't make, even though I love Zack Snyder and I would love to be there, but I'll probably do it virtually. So thank you for putting that on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it, like, there's just so many people who wouldn't be able to make it even if they wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, and I know the struggle because I'm international. Like, for me, traveling, it requires planning. It requires, a lot of money. And unfortunately, not everybody is in the position I'm lucky to be in. So, yeah, we want to sort of do it in a way that as many people as possible can be involved. And as far as we know, Zach wants the same. So, whenever we have news, just kind of watch our Twitter and it'll be there. Our Twitter and our Vero.
Oh,
well, I'm a little concerned though. I'm a little concerned though, because you're telling us that this all hinges on you guys talking to Zach, and we all know that you guys don't even know Zach that well. So it's kind of a bummer because
we just send him fan letters and sometimes- Yeah, he just sometimes he likes our posts. Sometimes that's about he speed likes. He sees that we have a thumbnail from DC, and he's like, "Oh, cool!" and doesn't even pay attention to the content.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all.
because that's what Zach's all about. Zach really doesn't care about anything like that. You know what I mean? He doesn't pay attention to any of that stuff. He's
I
not
have
really.
I have to share this, Enosh, because Cole is an amazing photographer. look at all these pictures.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that you were. Uh-oh. What do we got here?
There's some amazing pictures here. Wow.
Already, that
You're
was
very
quick.
photogenic.
Thank you.
Look at this.
Thank you. Look at that.
I think I might get a saggy on the stream with these pictures.
The funny thing is like to me, you look like an 80s glam rock dude.
He looks like Hedwig.
It doesn't even
I don't know what's
look like
going
a
on that
girl,
one.
really. It's like
I don't know what's going on there.
Should go get one of my guitars out, man, and just jam it out, man.
$5 taco.
Wow!
Yeah.
Hello, Detroit.
I gotta take off. I gotta get up in the morning for work,
All right,
guys.
Brian.
So
Love
thank
you,
you
man.
guys. Have a great stream.
Bye. Have a great day
See you,
tomorrow.
Absolutely, guys.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Much love.
Yeah, no, I look, I just.
I like that Brian has to go get up early for work. It's 6 a.m. over at mine.
Yeah, it's well, I went early tonight. I'm not used to being 1 a.m. and thinking, hey, I've already been on for 2.5 hours. Usually I'm just getting going, man. We're just hitting our stride.
that's how I ended up catching you and hopping in because I'm like,
There you go.
A lot of
But
times
you know
I'm
what?
already sleeping for work when you go on.
Right. Here's the thing, and I don't take myself too seriously, and I look at people all these people who, there's a lot of people who just take themselves way too seriously, and they're taking everything way too seriously, in life. Sometimes you just got to have some fun. All right. Sometimes it's all right to smile. It's all right to enjoy life. It's all right to put on a crazy wig and act stupid and take some photos, or, just enjoy life. And that's just how I am. That's how my family is. That's how we live our life. That's why I always think it's funny. Anytime somebody comes at me with anything super serious, on Twitter or whatever else. And I'm just like, you guys have no idea who I am as a person, And that's why I try to invite everybody who watches the lounge. I had Landon on the other day. I was doing a live stream from my car and picked up Landon for work. And I got in the car and we were talking about something like this. And I said, Landon, am I any different at home than I am online? Because somebody was trying to make up to say, well, Enosh is a fake. Yeah. He's a phony. He's putting on this whole thing for everybody online and everything, but he's different, whatever. And Landon goes, nope, that's my dad. That's my dad.
You're a goofball, and that's why we love you.
I am. You know,
You make me look less weird.
There you go.
I like that comment.
What's that from? That's like from a movie, right? Like, it's
you
my
make me
job,
look
Cole.
less weird too.
It's my job. It's my job to make you all a little less weird.
What a love confession.
You know, I have to say with the Twitter thing, it's like while yes, I do realize that some of our fan base out there are negative and way too over the top with stuff. But that being said, I have truly noticed now, and I know I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, but when the Snyder Cut got announced, when the Snyder Cut came out, when the HBO Max numbers, all that stuff was going on, now with the Blu-ray sales thing going on right now, every time some significant moment is going on that we're getting popularity, basically, the Snyder Cut and everything, I notice I swear there's like WB plant trolls on internet, on Twitter on purpose that are just there to like argue with us and set us off and make us look negative. And like even ones that act like they're part of the movement and like purposely do negative shit to make us be in a bad, because you go and you look at their page and like they'll have like 6 followers and 2 tweets. You know what I mean? Like it almost seems like they're like fake accounts being set up just for the purpose of this. And the only tweets they have will be like, the Suicide Squad is the new DC, save the DCEU, and you know, and stuff like that. Like Wonder Woman 84 was the greatest DCU movie ever, you know, and stuff like that. So I don't know. It just seems all
there's
like,
some weird stuff on Twitter from all sides of the aisle where it's just like, this makes no sense. This is weird, and just like. That's the great thing about Twitter. It lets you connect to so many amazing people. At the same time, you get exposed to some of the worst people in the world, you know?
Yeah.
You know what? I realized this year, yesterday being my birthday, I realized for the first time that like I must really not be expressing my presence on Facebook anymore because I'm rarely on Facebook anymore. Like I usually use Twitter for stuff, whatever. Facebook is usually just for like the people that are really close to me now. It used to be my
family,
main,
friends,
and also for
my
my
main
terrible people in that Superman Facebook group.
Yeah, did you read that?
I stalked him.
No, I'm
I
still in
found
that-
I
I'm
saw
still
like
in
the
that
dog he is and found his Facebook. He did not give it to me. Just
I don't give mine out either. It's
No,
like it's
I'm
like
pretty-
in
I'm
my
pretty
regular
easy to
name and
find.
everything. It's like-
pretty easy to find, but it's funny though. It's funny though because like you know, Facebook used to be my main social media, right? And it's funny because every year my birthday, like I would try to like every birthday wish that I would get, from like everybody that I know, and literally just it was hard to keep up, during the day because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And it was funny because this year I got more on Twitter. And like I still got a handful on Facebook, but it was like nothing like years past. So it was like almost had disappeared from Facebook. Like where did Enosh go? But I
really messaged you on every platform possible I made for you. Yes, Nana, I managed to remember to wish him happy birthday at 11:50 last night. Because we're horrible friends. We're horrible friends. But anyway.
No, you made
I will put a full disclaimer out there.
I was
Any
like, I
happy
forgot
birthdays. Any happy birthdays, it's usually Cole who wishes it, because I absolutely never, ever, ever remember anybody's birthday. Ever. So I usually just come on a social media and I found out, oh, Cole wish people happy birthday. That's great.
I just want to let everyone know, speaking of
against
which,
anybody, I love you guys. I just will not remember your birthday. I do apologize, but I won't.
well, because everyone I know watching, and Enosh, and everyone is much better friends than she is. Nana's birthday is on Thursday, so she will be 29. So if you want to wish her happy birthday.
You made it even worse by saying how old I am.
What?
Hey, you're not dead. All right.
Yeah, exactly. You're not dead.
You're
You
still
could have
alive.
been dead 2 weeks ago.
This has been a rough year.
Why do you keep making it worse?
Well, no.
Is that what I get for not sending that work?
There are people who are not even going to make it to 50, man. In the last 2 years, I've lost people on all different age scales. Whatever year you can squeeze out, keep squeezing them out, man. Because I used to take this stuff for granted, but not no more.
I think I got a clip you saying keep squeezing it out.
You know what?
I got my little list over here.
I can't be that quick with it. The thing of it.
I got my little list over here of timestamps and stuff. So let's see.
Nick
2
says,
hours,
Nana, relax. William is 90.
Hey, you know what?
But you're never
90 is
supposed to
scary.
say what a lady's age is. I'm not exactly a lady, but we can pretend.
I always say how old we are.
Yeah, but why?
I don't care. I've never cared about age. Actually, most people see
Yeah,
me
that's because
like-
you have a baby face.
So,
I have to think
from
this long.
From Thursday until December, Nana will be spending the next few weeks of that telling her that she's the big sister. She's older than me. She has
That's the only
seniority.
flex I get to say for 3 months that I'm older than her.
Well, I pulled up this comment, Mary. The whole point is to see for those who are overly weird, I try to make them look a little less weird. For those who didn't come in as weird, I try to raise up your weirdness a little bit so that we're all on kind of
That's
like
a good
an
thing.
equal footing. Yeah, we got to equal out the weirdness. Oh, I love it. I love it, Cole. I absolutely love.
I can't do it too loud because my dad's asleep next door. He'll be like, "Why did I get that for him?"
That darn chicken.
By the way, I've already introduced my rubber chicken to my coworkers because we had to show that we had everything set up because my new job. I don't want to say what it is, but they sent us a computer, and they were like, "Hey, what's that yellow thing on your desk?" And I was like, "That is my emotional support chicken."
Yeah, I love it. Nana said, "My age, William. At least you're not dead."
Hey, man.
That's always a plus.
That's a good start
I
to the
agree.
day. The
Degrassi,
good
do you
start
like to
any
kick?
day
Do
is
you like to
being
kick
alive,
and punch
right?
and kick? I'm 50 years old. I like to
Look,
kick.
guys, I do appreciate all those messages that you are older than me. I really do. But
Age is never bothered me. I don't know if it's because I look like a preteen or what.
Dude, after a certain age, I stopped caring about my own birthday. It's like once you have
you know,
kids
the
and
one
stuff,
time,
it's like,
I cared about my age this morning though, because we went partying last night, and we were at this stand-up comedy show, and
that's
it's
awesome. That's
really
always a good
cool
time.
place. But they had like benches. It was like in an arcade. It wasn't inside of a house. It was like in an arcade. It was really nice.
It
But they had
wasn't a game
benches.
arcade, Americans. It was an indoor mall. Just so
okay.
you know, because I knew they wouldn't know what you're talking about, Nana. Go on.
Okay, anyway, so there were benches, and I was sitting, and you didn't have anything to lean against, and the bench itself was pretty uncomfortable. So I was sitting on it for 2+ hours, and I was like, my body was pretty stiff. I was like, that's okay. I just get home, I'll sleep it off, it'll be fine. Woke up this morning, I couldn't move my back. I was like, well,
By the way, my favorite Nerd Queen story was the one you told about being on the train and being so drunk you woke up in another country.
that happened like 3 times though.
Oh, I thought it was only one.
That's what happens when you live in Europe. It's really easy to like make happen, to be honest. Especially when you live in Czech Republic. Czech Republic is so small. You get on a train, you doze off, and you are in another country in less than an hour.
Oh wow.
I ended up almost doing that by
Jamaica,
taking the wrong
Panama.
direction.
Lots of fun. Rubber chicken.
do that in
I'm
Vegas, you
awfully
get thrown off the
fond of
bus.
you.
So thanks for having me, Enosh. Nice seeing you guys, Nerd Queen.
So we're gonna do the thing next Saturday. We're gonna do the thing next Saturday after League of Mayhem.
Yeah, because people have been asking. That's something I like to do on my channel is appreciation streams. Everyone appreciates Enosh. They've been asking
just
for a
had one
while.
yesterday?
What's that?
Didn't we just have one yesterday? His birthday?
No, that was his birthday stream.
Oh,
It's
okay.
different.
Oh, that would have been the perfect time to do it. Whoops.
I'll send you
I-
more of
I
my
was away
Enosh's
yesterday.
greatest hits, Max.
Look, I'll
Alright.
take all the love I can get on my birthday, on days that aren't my birthday. I'll always take all that love. Trust me.
I
So,
sent you a package, Enosh. Your
You
depends
did?
are on the way.
my pens.
Your
Oh,
depends are on the
my
way. yeah.
depends. Oh shit.
Oh, you still have a
Yeah.
package that's
I can't tell if you're being smart or stupid.
Wait till you get the package. You'll know.
The package I sent Enosh isn't going to be there for another year.
Yes, but
whoa, what the hell?
Yeah,
he knows
no,
what it is. He knows what it is.
No, right after the
Steel
Snyder
book?
cut. No,
No.
No, I'm joking.
Go ahead and tell him,
For a
Max.
year,
Tell him, Max.
His first hot toy.
Oh,
That's
they're still
which
building
one
it?
is. What's that?
Are they still building it, or are they still in production? Or
It's
what?
still in production. It's still making it.
Those
I
things are
didn't get the other one.
expensive, man.
It's that black. It's that black suit Superman along with the Nightmare Batman.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Hey,
cool.
it's a Joss Whedon hot toy. It's on the way.
Oh,
No. It doesn't have any. It doesn't have Whedon on it. Whoa. Did RJ just Snorlax cough up a hairball?
No, William said it was a Joss Whedon hot toy. We both croaked.
Look, somebody somewhere, I'm sure, would like a Joss Whedon hot toy, but we don't.
Yeah, his ex-wife, so that way she could
Oh!
torture it.
We don't.
Wow.
Mike from Buffy wants one too.
Restore the Snyderverse.
The special edition Flash with the duh face.
Yeah, no,
All right,
but
well-
hey, Max, you're awesome, man. I appreciate you, bro.
I have to
Like,
check on the date on that. It should be next year. I hope they don't delay it. Yeah.
Are all the payments made?
No, I paid it. I could have done payments, but I hit the wrong thing and I paid all at once. So it's
He
paid
actually
for.
sold his soul to the Nerd Queens to pay it off. Don't worry.
Your wife is, I'll tell you what, man.
We collect souls in this fandom.
Your wife is a saint, dude. Because I'll tell you right now, like I would be looking at Tiffany in a weird way. It's really funny because Crazy Joe was on last night for my birthday stream, right? And we were talking about all these arcade 1-up games systems and stuff. And so last Christmas I bought this game system from Sam's Club that it had all these different games on it, because one arcade game, I've got 5 arcade games now, but one arcade game that I always wanted to have was Tron. But to buy an actual Tron setup, like, people want like anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for it.
Wow.
They are super expensive, the original ones. But this gaming system, it has like 300 games on it. It's got arcade games. It's got like every kind of controller you could possibly. It's got joystick. It's got the little turn thing. It's got the rolling ball and stuff. So it's got all that stuff on it. And it had Tron in there, but it's got also like old NES or Super NES games. It's got like the entire trilogy of Star Wars games and stuff. It's got Atari games. You can download games. It's really awesome.
I know there's all kinds of places in the lounge. Like, he showed a room when he was in our. I'm like, where'd you get all these arcade things?
Right.
I'm
but
like,
the-
there's all kinds of secret places in that.
I need to
lounge.
do it like a stream from the arcade room. But the thing
That
is that
original Star Wars trilogy is video game gold. Like,
I know,
it's-
man. But so I bought this setup because it was like $300. I think it was like $350. And so I bought it, but I called Tiff first and I said, Tiff, I'm at Sam's Club right now, and I said this was not something I was planning on, and this was probably like late October, early November. And I said, but look, it's got Tron on it, and you know how much I want Tron. And she says, "We'll get it." She goes, "That'll be a big part of your Christmas then. That'll be like your Christmas." And I'm like, "Okay." So I got it. So then last night we're sitting here on the stream here, and Joe sends me this and says, "Hey, did you know that 1-Up is getting ready to make a Tron system?"
Wow.
Yeah, this leaked apparently. And so it comes with Tron and like Tron Deadly Discs, the other Tron game that they made. And I was like, oh, come on, you got to be kidding me. Like, so today we're sitting on the couch and I'm like, so Tiff, I need to talk to you about something. So I don't know when this thing comes out, but
that might sell out.
I'm like, I need to
Well,
show you this. I need to show you
Scalper's
this.
going to be on that.
Wasn't
Right?
there one back in the 80s that where you like got in the enclosure and rode the bike too?
That wasn't the bike. That was Tron Deadly Discs. Yeah, it had an enclosure and everything. Yeah. And so I told her, I said, Tiff, I got to show you something. As soon as she looked at it, she said something funny. She said she may have had used an expletive. Just say she saw this and she basically said, well, yeah, we got to get that. So, but I said, but the good news is that other system that I have, it has 300 games on it. So it's not like we're not going to use that one too. It's not like, we're going to just bring this one in, but yeah. So my wife is a saint. I can't imagine if I told my wife, hey honey, I bought a $500 toy for somebody.
Yeah, I didn't really say. I didn't really tell her that.
You didn't
I mean,
tell
if
her?
you if you added, at least it wasn't a dildo, maybe it would go.
Holy shit!
Oh my! Now that's a clip.
I will tell her.
That's a clip. I gotta sell more T-shirts.
I should go to bed now.
That's a clip. Oh my gosh, is that a clip? That's awesome.
If you try hard enough, you never know.
Everything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
I was wondering where the cliff was. We've arrived.
Well, it does get worse. It does get
I'm
worse.
gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
I love professional wrestling.
Like,
What
honey,
about
I
the other
bought
one?
a toy.
I'm gonna get so hard. And
Well, can I tell Tiffany?
I pay with my YouTube income though, like over
There you go.
time.
Oh yeah. So if I tell Tiffany, hey Tiff, I bought.
I didn't
Max,
like use our food money or anything. Like
I bought Max a new toy.
I used my YouTube income. Okay. I didn't say that. Oh yeah, I could have bought stuff like that stupid mother box. Oh my god.
Oh,
we got it for free. Excuse you.
Yeah, that was nice.
I paid for it ahead of time, and then they canceled my free one, and I had to pay for it, and I did not like it.
I knew not to
you
spend
gotta-
money on that. You know why? Because when I looked at it ahead of time, all the menu names were things from Justice League, not Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like the names of the meals, I felt like were more taken from the Justice League lore.
Well, I thought
than the
I'd
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
could
Like,
get some cool bra like Jason Momoa themed beer, but it was really just regular beer can with a
It was
sticker
good.
on it.
It was good though.
Max
It
got
It's
tasted-
still in my
actually
fridge. I haven't
eating it.
cracked it open yet. It's still.
You
in
should
my
probably drink that soon.
But you had some trouble with that box, didn't you?
I
It's
did.
refrigerated.
Most of my
Refrigerated,
stuff,
it's fine.
Most of my stuff spoiled actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
the buns for my burgers were moldy.
You got
Like,
moldy buns.
I had moldy buns. I had moldy buns, and that fish stuff I didn't even want to.
Oh no, that's what made me sick.
Yeah.
That's what made me. That's
Yeah,
what I
the fish
told him.
stuff.
Oh, that's right. I remember when you got sick, man.
I got. Oh yeah.
Mine came during Justice Con week, and like I had so much going on that I had no time to cook that, so it ended up going bad. So I only got like the treats and everything, but that was okay. I still love it. I was still happy to get it.
I made it into my makeup box.
Well, I'm gonna head out. Good night, and thanks for supporting Enosh the super chat. I'll be back on the lounge soon, and thanks everyone. I'm gonna
Next
get some
Saturday.
rest.
Next
Yeah.
Saturday. Tell everybody where they can find you, Max.
Movie Madison Entertainment. We like doing appreciation streams for great people in the fandom. We can't wait to do an Enosh appreciation stream. One of the names that comes up off, like as soon as we say it, like when are we doing the Enosh one? When are we doing the Enosh? We had to have Brian. Brian is important. We make sure Brian and also Ambassador there pop in. Yeah, so let's all come over and party next week. Even though I missed the actual birthday party yesterday because I was out of
That's good.
town.
Hey, we'll do multiple parties, man. We party all the time over here at the Poindexter Lounge. So thank you, man. Appreciate
All right,
you, buddy.
good night, everyone.
All right, Todd Fayer here with the $5 super chat says Zack Snyder needs to take a trip to Planter. Oh, I think it means Planet Feige. Todd wants Zack Snyder to go to Marvel, but that ain't ever gonna happen, dude.
Well, listen. In the immortal words of Enosh Fee, Feige sucks.
No, I said that because I wasn't meaning that he sucks. I was just saying Feige comes across to me as somebody who's a very shrewd business person.
Right. Oh,
He
sorry. He
knows
isn't sucks. He's a jerk. Is what you said.
Yeah,
You said
yeah.
he's a
He
jerk,
knows.
yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying. He
taking
knows
these-
what he's
yeah.
doing. He knows what he wants. He's got everybody under control. He's got his whole ship over there at Marvel together, man. He runs a tight ship, and so like it just appears to me like he could possibly be one of those guys that like if you push too far, like he knows where he's going. Don't try to veer off of that. I mean, even all the directors that he has directing all those films, they have a plan. It's like they don't just get to make whatever willy-nilly movie that they
Well,
want.
they agree upon
Yeah.
what movie they make before they even sign the
Yeah, before they even
contract.
sign
Correct?
up.
Yeah.
There's no Joker coming out of that side. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only
Joker
thing I
movie,
disagree
you
with
know?
the only thing I disagree with Enosh about is I still think, like, based on his comments in the past, they want competition. I don't think it's a thing where it's like, oh, we just don't even want DC movies to exist, because that's like counterproductive to like the health of the entire genre. Because if one fails,
But I
and
think
if
I
DC
think so.
fails, I mean, it's not a good thing.
Well, but I don't think that Feige is losing any sleep when a DC movie doesn't do well.
Well, I don't think he loses sleep, but he has friends in the industry that cross both places, and they all talk. And when you see your friends going through bad management, it's probably something that, you know, would disturb anybody that's in. These are his colleagues, you know. So, like I said, if you know somebody who works in the same industry as you do, and they're working at a place that's being ran horribly, and they're your friends, or it's kind of the same.
Well,
thing.
yeah. Well.
Speaking of things being ran horribly, Ambassador set this over with the discussion that we were having there for a second.
Oh my God! What the
hell? It's so funny how the tip of it is his head. Like...
I wouldn't want that thing anywhere near me. Not that stupid helmet.
I love how you're the one who said that. I love how you're the one that said that, RJ. You're like,
I'm
speaking for everyone.
Oh, are you? Okay, sure. Okay.
I don't think we have anything to worry about.
No, Dad, dude, I'm sorry. I thought I brought it up first. I thought I brought it up, and then we were talking about something else. Actually, hold on a second. Let me go back and get it here. Yes, Dad, dude, Vince, thank you. You had a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Said I sent a demo clip via Twitter. Did you like it? I did, man. I'm sorry. I just haven't had a chance to answer. He did this little like mix thing for me, like this kind of like remix thing of like stuff we say here on the channel and stuff. I thought it was really good, man. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Better than RJ singing?
What's that?
Is it better than RJ singing?
No, please don't.
Nothing is better than RJ singing to us, and yeah, I'll let you.
Somebody come get her, she's dancing like a stripper. Hey, somebody come get her, she dancing like a stripper.
I recognize the TikTok sound when I hear one. Sorry,
Yep.
gotta outdo your lip syncing.
Oh no!
Oh, he never claimed it.
Oh no, he didn't make that. Somebody made that of him.
That was Saggy.
Yeah. They used that thing where his
the
mouth
gift that
moves.
keeps on giving.
Sounds like Saggy.
Yeah, Saggy made that when she was bored. So
I hope to make it to League next week.
Yeah, we miss Saggy.
I know, I miss Saggy too.
I sent all of these. I texted all of those pictures of you, but she hasn't replied.
Yeah,
she's busy doctoring them up. That's why.
Probably. I did have, speaking of birthdays and stuff, and we've been talking a lot about this stuff. This was the last thing that I had for today. Today, the 25th, was would have been Christopher Reeve's 69th birthday. And look, as much as I love, the Snyderverse, as much as I love Henry Cavill, and I've said many times, like that's it. But Christopher Reeve was my Superman growing up. He was the guy who introduced me to Superman, really, and I don't think anything could ever replace that of who he is, what he is. Even though, I think that other people need to back off a little bit and allow for other actors to be able to take the character to new places, because that's what Christopher would have wanted. The Hollywood Reporter actually did an interesting article today, and I thought I'd share this with you guys and see what you guys thought of this, because it says Christopher Reeve called playing Superman a calculated risk. I'm actually in the midst of gathering up information about putting together a video that talks about how Christopher Reeve actually would have really wanted to be Zack Snyder's Superman, because Christopher Reeve had a lot of takes on Superman. As much as people want to act like Christopher Reeve, was this other kind of guy, Christopher Reeve had a lot of issues with the movies that he was in. He thought they were too campy. He thought they were too silly. He thought that they portrayed Superman in a way that it wasn't serious, and he wanted that. He wanted Superman to be taken seriously. And
it's very much a sign that the studio wanting a certain tone was even going on back then.
Yeah. Because and this is interesting, and I thought that this was a cool thing, just because we know other actors who like Ray Porter, Ray Fisher, Wayne T. Carr, others who come from the Shakespearean background in the theater and stuff like that, and that's where Christopher Reeve came from. So, when I heard people talk about Ray Fisher, for example, and saying, oh, yeah, he was just a theater actor. Like, he's not going to go anywhere now, that he said, like, Ray is going to be just fine. All right. Ray ain't sweating it. It's the same people like who, these idiots who, just have a problem with everybody and everything. But, he ain't sweating nothing. He's going to be just fine. And, but I thought I'd share this with you guys. It goes, the deeply beloved actor and humanitarian was born on this day in 1952. So he's born, his birthday is the day after mine. My birthday, by the way, is the same as Jim Henson's. So that's a little something. September
By the way, Mark
24th.
Hamill was born on the same day as Christopher Reeve, 1 year apart.
Yep. 25th is Mark Hamill's as well. So Christopher, my two heroes growing up, I think that's pretty cool. And I was supposed to be born on the 25th, but I was born a day early. So Christopher Reeve knew playing Superman might be a blow to his well-established theater career, but he was confident in the gamble, even if friends weren't. The deeply beloved actor and humanitarian was born this day in 1952. His name was trending on social media Saturday as fans paid their respects to the actor who died in 2004 at the age of 52. Google also honored Reeve with a homepage doodle.
Which was really cute.
Yeah. Is it on here?
I put the link in the private chat.
It's literally just open Google. It's literally on Google.
Yeah, they took it down on my end, so I had to.
Oh, because it's past midnight. Never mind.
Oh, did you?
I sent you the link in the private chat, Enosh.
Okay, let me see if I. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Here, let me take this down real quick, and then we'll go back to this. We'll show it here.
Yeah, that was moving seeing that one this morning.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a great.
I love it. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
That guy and Stephen Hawkins, in their conditions, those guys never gave up. They always got up in the morning trying to look for the best thing that they could possibly look for. I don't know if I could be in that situation, but him and Stephen Hawkins never turned back. Stephen Hawkins got up trying to find the secrets to the black hole, and this guy was paralyzed.
Yeah, I know.
And then here's Steve and Christopher Reeves was doing positive stuff all the way to the day he died.
He even did the Smallville cameo after he was at this point, Like,
well, didn't he also do the Smallville, like at the end of the episode, they do like that little PSA too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Him and Tom Welling did it together because he actually passed the baton to Tom Welling, which I always think is interesting because there's a lot of people out there in Superman fandom who don't consider Tom Welling to be a Superman, because he played Clark Kent for all those years. I mean, but you know what? Like
he was all about the evolution of the character.
Exactly. But I still look at
totally back Zack's. Like,
yeah, but I still look at it as Tom Welling was still a Superman. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care, how you want to look at it. But Christopher Reeve felt the same way. That's why he was on the show, was to support Tom and to support what they were doing with Smallville. And he thought it was great. And he literally passed the baton to him and said, hey, look, I think it's great that another generation has other versions of this character. He never wanted people to just look to him as being the only version of the character.
Right, because he knew the importance of the character and that it needed to live beyond even just himself. That he was more important than just one actor playing him.
That's I think the road different superhero. But when they're talking about Black Panther, that's my mindset when I'm thinking about Black Panther. The hero is a larger than life character that must continue, and Clark Kent must continue as Superman, just like T'Challa must continue as Black Panther for the same exact reason that he thought his character should go beyond just him, because they're going to anyway. It's just how long you're going to delay it.
Yeah. But it says here, speaking with Dick Cavett in 1981, Reeves said that he was given somewhat of a hard time from pals and colleagues when he agreed to play Superman in the 1978 blockbuster. But he knew something that they did not. There were my friends. People had the same prejudice that I did about the part, Reeves said. Then there was a group of us who all auditioned for the same things, who all went to school together and were coming up through the ranks. He noted that the group included the likes of his best friend Robin Williams, William Hurt, Kevin Kline, James Woods, Steve Collins, and Treat Williams. A lot of them said, that is it, boy, down the drain. Bye-bye. It's Boots forever. Take it while you can. But they hadn't read the material. And I took the gamble that the material was actually straight enough and classy enough that I could get away with it, Reeves said. So it was a calculated risk that actually accelerated the pace of my career. If I hadn't done the part, It's like the difference between taking Route 1 or I-95, the Connecticut Turnpike. I just got here faster. It doesn't mean I am any better than I was. I'm still that same actor I've always been. I'm just a little more noticed. Reeve would play Superman in 4 films over the span of a decade. He noted in other interviews that he never felt typecast due to the role and made sure to take an assortment of projects because he was a serious, versatile actor. And you can actually find this. This is on the Hollywood Reporter, and that whole interview is right here.
I love that other movie he was in back then, where he like meditates himself into the painting and goes back in time. I forget what it was called. You know,
A Wrinkle in Time or Time After Time, something like that.
No, it was man. It's one of Tiffany's favorite. It was actually shot here in Michigan, up in Mackinac Island. Yeah, it's
yeah, that was a crazy like out of the box thinking kind of movie. You know. Like,
is it Somewhere in Time?
Somewhere in Time. Yeah,
Somewhere in Time. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, when I read stuff like that, like, you know, it's interesting that, like, even taking a role like Superman, like we were talking about earlier about haters, right? And that people are never quite happy when you get an opportunity to do something. Like, they're always going to see the negative in whatever that thing is. And it's interesting that, like, even then, man, you know, here he gets this chance to play Superman. And, you know, his friends even are still giving him a hard time, ribbing him about it, you know, and saying, oh, that's it. You know, you're going to get typecast. You're never going to be able to do anything again. And, you know, and now he's very much cherished, you know, even with everything that he's gone through and, you know, went through.
Yeah, I mean, really, he defined a generation for that character, you know, and that original Superman movie, we would not be here where we are really without that film, you know. A lot of the great work that he did, I mean, still carries on, you know, it's still important. So,
I mean, that first Superman movie, it really does. Like if you really go into it, like, you know, take a night to watch it and really like examine it, you know, it really does try to pay serious homage to the character. Like the whole opening Krypton scene, I feel like for back then was kind of on par with what Zack did with Man of Steel. You know, like they really tried to dive into the mythos of Krypton and everything, and have
it
like,
just
be
feels
there,
like,
you know, like
it has that epic quality to it, and also like again, it feels like mythological as well. I in my opinion, like it still holds up. I mean, obviously it's a product of its time, but it's so timeless and has like that magical quality to it where you watch it and you can't help but feel like all fuzzy inside, you know.
I don't even know if it's a product of its time because it was just a weird movie, but it was still great. Superman 2, by the way, is and in my opinion, better.
Me too.
I think the two of them are kind of like one big movie. In my
filmed that way.
Well, William, do you mean the Richard Donner cut or the original theatrical?
The original's the theatrical cut.
Okay.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Me too. I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
When we Integrity 101 will kill me, but
there are certain movies where the one that got released in the theater is just better. Ridley Scott has a lot of movies that are that way. In fact, every Ridley Scott's director's cut isn't as good as the movie that got released in most cases. Sometimes the studio does get it right every now and then. But Terrence Stamp as Zod, that was a penultimate. That was the biggest villain of my childhood right there.
Yeah, he's definitely awesome.
That version of Zod. Michael Shannon does a great job at him, but
look, even Man of Steel. I mean, look, you can see the inspirations from Superman 2 even in Man of Steel.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I actually think you could relate more to Michael Shannon's because all he was trying to do is he said, as evil as I am or as harsh as I am, everything I do is in for the sake of my people, and now I have no people. You could literally feel that guy's pain that he was all alone, with the exception of Kal-El. Whereas Terrence Stamp was just an asshole. And he was just
there was way more like there
are many links. There are many links though in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, you know, to Superman 2. I mean, like look at the situation even with the trucker, for example, right? So in Superman 2, you know, when he's you know giving up his powers and everything, and he's you know, just regular Clark, and he gets beat up by the trucker, you know, at the diner, and then he goes back later, you know, and you know, throws the guy down. That's also one of my arguments for. I know. People try to act like that's not the case, but yeah, it definitely was the case.
Oh Oh, and he murders a defenseless Zod, and
He
the
does.
other
He
one.
does.
Yes,
That being said,
human,
though,
yes.
like look at Clark in Man of Steel, where it's like that trucker does all that stuff. Instead of beating up that trucker, he goes out and he puts a bunch of telephone poles through through his truck and stuff. So
Yeah, if he really wanted to ruin that man's life, he could have just shattered his hands into dust. But
there
he
you
chose
go.
the truck that he doesn't actually own.
I know.
I mean,
I defend.
that's exactly
I defend
what I
that all
thought
day
when I
long.
walked out of the movies after Man of Steel. Was like, wow, he just kind of like took the current comic, like the recent comic books, like in the last 20 years, and he somehow took what they did with the Reeve 1 and 2 and kind of like made this whole new version of all of it. Like, but I totally felt the Christopher Reeve movies within the story and everything, and what was going on in Man of Steel. Like I felt like it all paid homage to everything that came before it in a way, like it was, and also was something completely new and great all its own, like it was no small feat.
Oh yeah,
And it was
But I
a
love that.
social comment as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't touch people who don't want to be touched.
they really don't. It's crazy. I know.
Right. I agree with Ambassadorial Wing right here when he says Reeves was very underrated in Superman 3. Well, and so I'm sorry. That's not what he's saying. I saw it in the smaller thing, so I thought he was saying Superman 3. But he says he says he only watches the first two movies because they link so nicely. So I will say this: I will take your comment, Ambassador, and take it up a notch, and just say I think that he's underrated in 3 because 3 I think has a lot of great qualities that I think people overlook because of Richard Pryor and because Gene Hackman wasn't in it to play Lex Luthor. That's my feelings. 4 has all kinds of issues that you could sit here all night and talk about, but yeah, I think that I think it's really cool that he had that legacy. He was able to give that to you, and I agree with the comment that we're here still talking about Superman to this day, in part to what he did. So hey, happy birthday to Christopher Reeve and the Man of Steel. I do have this. I did find this this drop that I've been playing, so we'll do this in honor of in Superman 2.
Here's the best part. See, they think they're taking Superman's powers, but he reversed that shit and took their powers. He flipped it and dipped it.
So there you go. Hey, so tonight was a lot of fun. This was a great night. I had a good time. I hope you all had a good time as well. I want to thank the Nerd Queens for being here tonight, both Nana and Cole. Would you like to share with us anything as we bring things to a close tonight?
Oh, well, definitely
final
tune in
thoughts?
for League of Mayhem next weekend on the Nerd Queens channel. So it's just the Nerd Queens everywhere, really, including YouTube, and that's where the League of Mayhem will happen. Look out for next month for the events that we're supposedly having.
Whatever they are.
Look, I gotta roll with it now. I know what's happening, and it is still in the works, but we are hoping that it's all gonna fit into October. If not, it's gonna be scattered
It's gonna be
throughout.
spooky.
Yeah, we're gonna be a bit spooky, bit exciting. We're gonna talk about comic books also. There's just a bit of everything in there.
We got a few plates spinning.
Yeah, we got a few things going on. Look out for SnyderCon news. When we have them, we'll deliver them. And yeah, I think that's about everything. Oh yeah, and maybe I will start gaming on Twitch.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I'm gonna be her manager, so if you want to talk, you gotta talk to me first. Denied. I don't like your face.
But basically, no, what the Twitch plan is at the moment, I want to start gaming on Twitch. First thing I want to start playing is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've already played it through once, so I will play it through the second time. And the idea is that anybody who comes to chat along, you make the decisions, I just play. So
Yeah, that sounds cool.
That's pretty cool. Cole, do you have anything else that you would like to share?
No, I don't think so. Might be doing some new videos, but that's about it. Nothing really big.
Okay. All right. Cole, were you aware that you can ship your pants?
Oh, your pants.
Ship
Okay,
pants?
yeah.
Right here? Ship my pants? You're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants and it's very convenient. Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie. I just shipped my bed.
Okay, you just can't.
I have, like,
Oh my god, dude.
About
I
American
have
capitalism.
I have the
So
vaguest memory of that. Just say.
Yeah. Well, there's also the funny one.
I hate these big ass prices. Sounds like you could use some big ass savings. I'd love some big ass savings. Kmart Shop Your Way members save 30 cents a gallon.
30 cents a gallon? That's a big ass discount. Big ass.
Kmart doesn't even exist anymore.
They do. They're still around.
Yeah,
we have an abandoned one.
Where I used to live at. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
couple out there left. Yeah.
They closed. Yeah, they closed a ton of them, but they are still around. They are still
Every
around.
once in a while, I'll be
They
working in
closed
some
in
remote
nudity,
small
so I was
town.
like, oh, they're gone.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
They
they're
are still
Halloween
around.
stores now.
Yeah,
A lot of them
they're
are. A
both
lot
are
of them are.
Halloween stores.
Every once in a while, I'll find some random one when I'm working in some like middle of nowhere small town, and like
Right.
half the shelves will be empty, and it's like a
I
free
know.
for all, you know, like with what's on what shelf and stuff. Like,
I know they look like Goodwills now half the time. you
yeah,
know, but-
yeah.
yeah. That is what it is. William, would you like to? Do you have anything to share with us of anything you're doing?
Giving away a bunch of tickets for Halloween Kills.
Chug,
giving away
chug,
a bunch
chug.
of tickets for Dune. And that's the two biggest ones we got coming up next.
Yeah, it's not the vodka stream.
Oh, no, I don't even drink, so.
I'm sorry, William. I just had to because he's like sitting there downing it. So I was like, I have to be obnoxious again.
Yeah, that's okay. At least you don't have drops that you can like make me dizzy with like he does.
Oh, come on. You love my drops. I could show the one dreaded drop that you said I could never show.
Hey, that is for your own well-being. I like coming on a show, but there has to be a show for me to come on to. So if you want to go and take that drop,
It's
let
not
me say
the fart
goodbye
one,
now.
is it?
Oh
No.
no. I showed him a drop the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
so I downloaded this thing and I'm like, in the spirit of it, it's actually fine, but you just know that there's somebody who will take it the wrong way and stuff. No, we got
Say
fart
goodbye
drops.
to Enosh now if he puts that one on.
Well, we got
You
fart
get-
drops. Those are okay.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to the barbecue.
RJ, do you have anything going on, buddy?
He goes to RJ after that.
Right, yeah, thank you. I'm just a fart in the wind, I guess. No, nothing too crazy. I'll just be chilling with my Snorlax, and I'll probably be doing a Venom review next weekend. So,
Are you going to a midnight screening?
I actually am. I'm gonna go to an Atlanta Braves Phillies game on Wednesday night, and then I have Thursday and Friday off, so I'm gonna go see it Thursday night. So,
Yeah, I'm going to go see it at midnight. I got the tickets ready for it. Even though I know the spoiler thing at the end, I'm still going to see it. This sounds like a lot of fun.
You mean the thing that proves RJ was right?
No, this thing that proves I was right, but we
it
don't have enough
actually
time
is
to
the
do
thing
that.
that proves me right, but we'll talk about it next weekend. So.
Whatever.
All right. Ill Life, what you got going on, buddy?
Just a bunch of Snyder ad will be happening tomorrow. I'm not sure what it.
Are you still on that Snyder thing? Are you still on this Snyder thing, dude? We've all moved on. Come on, I'm here with the nerd.
Well, it's like
the nerd
quarter
queens
of
don't even
my-
talk to Zach anymore. Zach only talked to them when he was trying to promote his movie. For God's sake, we don't even talk to Zach anymore. We've all moved on. Ill Life. Come on, move on with us. Come on.
Totally off
It's the corner
topic.
of my street too. Is Snyder Ave, so it's like it was supposed to be like a
Totally
dual
off
meaning,
topic,
like,
and
you know. Like,
And since we're
Huh?
ending on a high note, I just
Yeah.
someone just sent this to us. It's David Ayer's Instagram story, and it says
oh yeah, I seen that.
it's already
earlier.
on the way. Rest your mind. So could mean
That's
anything, but
interesting. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's up with that.
Hey,
but-
that's not the Justice League spelled wrong thing though. That's actually funny.
I know, right? Did you see that call earlier in the chat that somebody sent me last night? Like during the chat, they were like, "Hey, check your DMs."
I
like,
was
it's an
putting
emergency."
on my makeup when you were talking
Oh,
about that, and I
dear God.
zoomed in on it, and I was like, "God damn it, Enosh!"
I know.
You almost
Well,
believed
no,
it.
You
Enosh
agree
should-
with
Enosh
what I
should bring up
said,
the
right?
screen.
If somebody sent it to us, the first thing would be to text Zach, be like, so.
Bruh. Be like, so
Just
is there
ice.
something you want to tell
Again,
us?
us normies over here that you've tried to gatekeep away from Zack Snyder now for the last year, okay? We don't have the option of just getting on the horn and bringing up Zack Snyder. I mean, for God's sake, all you do is just gatekeep us away from Zack Snyder. You're trying to hoard all the Zack Snyder for yourself.
To be fair, if we saw something that looked remotely credible like that, we would probably be texting our friend Mick because he can call Zach and be like, "Can you call him?"
Oh, now you're gonna bring Mick into this, all right? Are you gonna bring Mick into this now? Like, come on, we've already
now we're
Mick, Abdul.
Yeah, Mick's getting gate kept. Everybody's getting gate kept. The gate has surrounded all of us.
I'm gatekeeping Enosh. You can't talk to him anymore.
Yeah,
again.
you would. I get it. You would call Mick. You wouldn't call your good friend Enosh over here. Defend you, working in the trenches, defending you ladies left and right. What do I get for that? What do I get? That's exactly how the people sound. What do I get? What do I get out of this? Come on. I've been working my
you
butt
get
off.
a coupon for Chicky Nuggies.
Sold. I'm down for that. Let's go.
He's like,
that's all I need.
He's like tempted.
All right. I'm good with that.
I'll bite.
No, I love it. Okay, sorry,
Okay.
Life. What do you?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing Snyder related?
No, I was saying tomorrow night, Snyder Ave. Not sure what the topic's going to be, but we'll figure something out by the time the show starts. And that'll be 10:30 tomorrow night. And other than that, just a bunch of music stuff I'm working on that everybody will be hearing soon. So,
well, that's cool, man. And I know me and Ill Life are kind of working on something together too. So
yes,
so I look forward to getting those tracks and
that is
doing
fun.
that.
It's going to be fun. It is.
It's going to be. It is going to be
fun
fun
project. I think. Yeah.
I said like for the longest time, like, so I got these action figures from McFarlane that were from Death Metal, the comic series, but Superman looks just like Danzig. So I'm going to shoot a music video. And I was like, man, he looks just like Danzig, right? So like, what can I do like with that? And then I was like, well, what everybody complains about from like, Batman v Superman is the Martha line, right? So I'm literally going to record a parody of Danzig's mother, but make it about Martha. And then I'm going to shoot a music video with those action figures because the Batman from that has a big old guitar and stuff with an axe on it and everything. So I'm going to shoot a music video with the action figures. Ill Life is laying down the drums for me so that I can put the other tracks on it and stuff. Just give you a little taste. This is I haven't written it yet, but it's going to be Martha. Tell Lois to get out of my way. Gonna kill her little boy tonight. Oh, Martha. So, I'm about to spear his head. All right. So that's enough of that. But all right. So everybody tune into Ill Life. Everybody subscribe to all these guys and these ladies. They're all wonderful people and people that I'm proud to be friends with. And thank you to the Nerd Queens for coming on tonight. I appreciate both of you, Nana and Cole. And
We're
all that you
always
mean
happy
to
to
us.
come on.
I appreciate you for all that you mean to us, for what you mean to this fandom. And hey, we got your back and we love you. We love you 3000, even though it's the wrong franchise. Yes, you do suck. I'm playing with my dolls again. All right. There you go. But hey, guys, just remember, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. And don't try to tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. And you know what? Don't get all bent out of shape about some comic book heroes, man. Like, love what you love, enjoy what you enjoy, and let other people enjoy what they enjoy. All right? And seek to have good conversations with people that you disagree with instead of like trying to blast them all over the place. Sometimes it's good just to have a conversation and try to work things out. Well, that's all I got for tonight. But until next time, stay nerdy and stay good to each other. Love y'all. Good night.